solar panels are, setting to various codes as per the UP government tender. Also doing some tea launching, hotel and restaurant in Thailand. Many. It's okay. That's my current 20 days I'm occupied in business. 8 days I come to teach. Okay. And my research, I had 6 research scholars. 3 have been awarded PhD, 3 is still working. And I'm also a research examiner for various universities like Malaysia, Singapore, VTU here. That's my small bag. I've been blessed with a nice granddaughter and grandson. Okay, my granddaughter bullies me like anything in the life. Nobody bullies more than my granddaughter. Okay, she says that I don't want to see you in this kind of big coat and big job. Leave everything and be a simple grandfather and play with me. Otherwise, she says, otherwise you are a selfish grandfather. You still go after money. And I don't like that. She says very clearly, leave everything, resign everything. Be a small ground level granddaughter and take me, she's a US citizen. Take me to school, bring me to run the school, come and work in my school as a volunteer whenever, wherever it is needed. And that's it. I don't like all this kind of thing. Till you do this, don't talk to me. Good, no? That's my background. Okay, enough? Anything else you want to know? Small background, it's okay. I will be able to teach you guys or not. Okay, guys, let's get into a subject. All of you, sir, you have not been introduced. We all introduce ourselves. Yeah. Engineer. Commerce. Sorry, your voice is not coming. Right now, it's such a nice voice. Why are you trying to hide? Correct, na? This guy's got a nice voice, and the way he was talking was, you don't need breakfast also. The way you look like, na? You got breakfast. Some idli, vada, sambar, everything. Ah, right. I want on the same family, right? We had some of your seniors also in the last batch. I taught them also last time. MBA. Good. Okay, guys, welcome all of you. Now, HR function, sir, if you not introduce, you introduce. Yeah. This batch is full of experience. Those like us, we don't have an experience. We have to be careful with these people, right? Yes, sir. Yes, madam. You have not been introduced, right? Have you introduced? Yeah. What's your qualification? Social media and content. Media and content. Yes, madam. Great. Chalo. All of you are no HR. It's not a big subject, right? All of you are in and out. You are involved in HR. Whether like him, he's going to the boss of HR, or you are an employee who is being governed by the HR department, right? All of you. What's your experience so far about HR? Is it effective? Come on, please come. You think that it's effective? It's delivering? How? Oh, all right, let's come back. Let's come. When you say effective, why? How? When you say it's not effective, why? How? We are all here professionals, right? We have all the right to discuss with a clear-cut context, conceptual framework. In my class, let me sit down. Every class you are supposed to learn at the end of the class, what did I learn? What is the concept I learned? What is the framework I learned? What is the model I learned? Which are the small, beautiful word I picked up? In one sentence, I can make it in one word. These are the things you should learn in each class, in each subject. Otherwise, HR, you can use a lot of common sense words and anybody can talk about it. You have to come back to what Dave Ulrich model about HR, what Hofstade's cultural issues about HR. At the end of the day, who will be called professional? Somebody who talks in terms of conceptual models, frameworks, the right kind of terminology. So each class, please try and see at the end of the class, what did I learn? 3 learning objectives. I'm today trying to drive you guys only 3, 4 objectives. What is the overall scope and function of HR? 1 learning objective. What are the different level of functions of HR? In that we are going to different kinds of level. Who is the owner of HR? Does HR is a staff function or line function? Only just 4, 5 points I'll catch you. 5 hours. And in that there will be various models will come. And in that you are going to serve yourself in your mobile various models. So that's how we are going to. Now coming back to that first point is that you said HR is effective. Let's go positive. Is effective how? Our HR should be effective this way. Yes, sir. What? Let's go bench by bench. Yeah. 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 Okay. He said employee-related policies and recruitment. 2 points. Like I said, now you have to catch the words. Okay. He said employment-related policies, HR, recruitment. 1. She says that online students, there are 3 points they raised. How HR is effective. He said recruitment policies. She's talking about employee engagement is getting more practiced in most of industries, and it's being accepted by the employees, right? That's what she's saying. Okay, good. Yes. Anybody else like that? Oh, they are more into learning and development. They are into, or they should be? They should be. Okay. What else? They should know the pulse of the people in the organization. Okay. Good. Great. Are they equivalent to other functions like marketing and finance and operations? When you are sitting in a day-to-day cross-functional meeting. Okay. What? Huh? Sorry? Okay. HR comes in a support function. Okay. Okay. Employee and employer. Okay. That's again a very broad level, right? How? Like I said, I'm sitting in a morning board meeting. Okay. Even at plant level, there's everyday cross-functional meeting. HR guy is sitting, production guy is sitting, marketing guy, supply chain, warehouse guy, everybody is sitting. How this guy can showcase that I'm in here to take care of the business. Like marketing is, comes and says that, I've been selling so much. I increase the market segment. Market share so much. I introduce a new market. I launched a new product in the old market. I increase the old market share this much. I got into the new market with a new product. He can talk all those languages. Finance guy can talk languages like, I can manage so much. I brought in so much fund at so much. Recently, Mukesh Ambani himself praised his own son for the Geo1, that my son could be able to get 10,000 crores of millions of money through various sources. As a finance guy, he said that I raised money from various sources. So what is the way HR guys can be proud of it? Yes, sir. Now you wanted to say something.
Yeah. Sir, hiring right people.
Yeah, sorry. 1 second, one person. Yeah, I go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Online student, you want to say something?
Yeah, sir. Hiring right people.
Getting a right kind of job. Okay, great.
And also after hiring, looking after his performance and even handling the grievance.
Handling the grievances. So you talked about grievance, performance, training and development, pulse of the people, employment activity. All those things loosely charted words, right?
Correct.
We are professionals. They try to control. Very less attrition they try to control. Yeah, okay. It's all big word, what he said. Controlling attrition means what? Attrition can be controlled like that? The whole gamut of activities have to be touched. Please come. Yeah, now what are we trying to talk? Is HRS effective or very effective? Okay, effective, needs a lot of scope to make overall in your experience. Effective or very effective? Not at all effective. How many people will say effective? Effective. Very effective? Not at all effective? Good. This class feel. Sorry? I'm asking your own organizations. There are three: not effective, effective, very effective. Online student, your organization HR, effective, very effective, not effective?
Effective, sir.
Effective. Okay, you guys seems to be more decent in the morning, right? Yesterday in the section, they were all giving a kind of smile, saying that as a HR, what HR doing? About it. So now all of you say that HR has started doing reasonably well. What I can get from all of you guys, if I have to rephrase it, they started doing good recruitment. They are all aware of controlling attrition. They are aware of doing employee engagement activities. But still, there could be a lot of scope for improvement in HR. Can we conclude like that? So the first learning is that HR, by and large, seems to be effective. They seems to be doing various activities like training and development, recruitment, attrition control, employee engagement activities, and all those kind of things. So, but still, there could be a lot of scope for improvement. One condition. Second, let us define the scope of HR. Professionally, if we have to define the scope and meaning of HR, how will you go about it? HR is concerned with governing the employment relations of employees from starting the career till end of the career. There are two definitions for HR. One HRM is that HR is governing basically the employment relationship of the employee or human capital or talent from beginning till end. What is beginning till end? Recruitment, selection, recruitment, placement, onboard, training, so putting a placement, giving compensation, performance management, at the end, cessation of service, which could be your retirement, resignation, or termination. So the HRM is concerned with whole gamut of activity from entry to exist of an employee to govern their employment relationship in a coherent manner. What are those activities which all of you know that? Selection, recruitment, placement, onboarding, training, salary, fixation, supervisory leadership, the compensation, PMS, all those kind of. Is it the only scope of HRM? If you say this activity is taken care of, whatever you said, I covered it, right? Placement, you said, recruitment, you said, training and development, you said, PMS, you said, everything I covered it. Is it the definition of HR? Is it the scope of HR? Or something more? If I do only this, I already covered. What did it say? Recruitment, selection, onboarding, boarding, different kinds of training, salary fixation, compensation, then PMS, some employment development activities, then finally exit. That's what I use the word entry to exist, employee governing, 4 pattern. There's an entry, there's an exit. Employees, this HRM will try to govern the relationship. Like somebody said, in a relations between employee. That's right, fair kind of definition. We covered everything in that or not? Have we covered everything in that or not? HRM. We covered, by and large, we covered everything. But if that kind of HRM is done, HRM cannot be effective. Okay. If we stick to this first kind of definition of HRM, yeah, HRM will do. They'll also recruit. They'll also conduct some training program. They'll come up with roll out some training calendar. They give some technical training. They give some managerial training. They'll do all those kind of things. Once in a while, they'll also conduct a compensation survey in the market. They try to tweak your salary. They'll also come up with all kind of best HR practices in PMS, 360-degree, 180-degree, KRA fixation, KPA, all those things they will do, right? This is what HR is doing, right? If I'm not wrong. So that's all. The correct much needed one. And these are the core area of the HR. Okay, this is what by and large doing. By doing it, they can be okay. They are delivering the HR function. But can they be effective? According to me, no. Why? I covered all your HR functions, right? Then I'm saying it, they may not be very effective. They'll serve the function. Like, what is the difference between sales and marketing? What is sales? Go and sell anything in the Sunday market, Friday market, get money and run away with it. That's sales, right? What is marketing? Huh? No. Again, you guys have to learn, not in my class, the whole class concept, right kind of word. Beautiful words. Understanding the unmet need of customer. It starts from there. Marketing. Understanding the unmet need of the customer. Coming with the product. Come with the price. Distribute correctly, made it available. Do all marketing promotion. And finally ensure that customer is satisfied with what I got it. Have you understood the marketing definition clearly? In which we will study properly, quotelets, 4 P's. So that's what marketing is. Start and come to that one. Otherwise, you say simply promoting, branding, it doesn't come into that. Okay. Now, similarly, HR, what you said is enough. But HR cannot be more effective. I said use the word, what is the word I used it? Entry to exit. I use the word employment relations, right? And entry to exit, we are given lot many things. I am going to say that HR should go beyond. Before entry, they have to do some HR activities. After the exit, they have to do some HR activities. If they do that, then they will be able to have a holistic kind of HR philosophy, policy, process to be effective. Now, when I say so, what is that prior to entry? Entry to exit, all of us know. The in and out we are going, please. Now, what is that prior to entry? Yeah, what you say, they use the right kind of word. HR has to, okay, I'll tell you why prior to entry. You must have seen most of the, even you must have gone through. I've seen in most of the MBA colleges, 50% of the MBA students, when they get placed, they'll change the job in two months' time. 50, even 75% of jobs. Problem is that they go with some expectation of a job. What they get landed, they know, my God, what they hired, what they are giving, gone. Our employer also feel, oh, we found that guy very effective in talking and all. Now he seems to be not doing anything. Neither the employer is happy, nor the employee is happy. I know practically in my level. And at the later entry also, people like, Reliance and all those people, they go and bring people with 70 lakh, 80 lakh, 2 crores of rupees with a lot of hi-fi headhunting and all. Then after 5 months, they feel it, oh, this guy is not up to the mark. He'll come to the office by the lunchtime. He has to go back home without even, he will not be even allowed to take the car. You're getting my point. Even I can tell you one example that I was heading the Kedila, this thing. There's one guy called Sanjay Kumar. Now he was in Ranbaxy, very successful president operation of the plant. So my owner, he said, we have to get that guy. Through association, we know who are all doing very well. So he said, go and get that guy. So that guy was very well settled, working for Ranbaxy, one of the best pharmacy company, doing very well, getting that time. I'm talking about, which is in my experience to happen. 7-8 years back, he was getting 80 lakh rupees something. And then we approached him, he said, no, I don't want. Then we did all marketing. No, you have to come. Our company is a great company. This company, we look after 1 meeting, 2 meeting, 3 meeting we had. We found in pinching that guy. We boarded him online with a good salary, good kind of position and all. 6 months, he could not serve. We went to hunt that guy. And then within 6 months, that guy could not survive. Too. And another example I can tell you that I was heading this here in Bangalore, John Distillery as a director. So that owner is also your citizen. You know the Johnny Walker whiskey, all of you. Johnny Walker whiskey is one of the best whiskeys in the top level. There's one guy retired from Johnny, not retired, he was sacked from the Johnny Walker on Asif Padil, very senior guy, was sacked by the Johnny Walker for whatever reason. And his background is too good. He studied from Harvard MBA. He worked for the best of the McKinsey and all those good companies. Very solid background. And whatever reason he has been thrown out by the Johnny Walker. The John Distillery owner, who was also in US as a US citizen, and this guy was also US. Asif Padil, without a job, he needed a job. So went and met Paul John of John John Distillery, saying that, oh, Paul John, I know your company is doing very well. I want to come and improve. Okay. And then I'm getting 4-5 crore rupees salary. I don't want that. For you, I will do any damn thing. You pay me 1 crore rupees. Minimum kind of salary will come to say. Got his own ego. Oh my God, Johnny Walker guy is willing to come and work for me for 1 crore rupees. He has agreed to in US itself. When he has come back, Paul John and me, we were very close friends. I was one of the board of directors, though he was the main shareholder. He was trying to introduce me indirectly. Wasip Padil and all. I said, tell me I know Wasip Padil. There was some new support team, Scottish police and all after him. I told him, I know the guy who's been after this thing. Paul John has already committed him there. That I'll give you an offer, appointment, everything. He didn't openly tell me. Then when I said, you already committed, Paul, and since you committed to take him, we will honor and we'll make sure we'll go out of it to make him successful. Then we'll give him all support, everything. Don't worry about it, since you decided. But mark my word, 6 months he will fail. That's what exactly happened. He has come, very highly qualified guy, MBA from Harvard, worked in the best of the companies, McKinsey and things like that. And then finally, when he comes to our company, he failed. He sacked few of our employees, the regional manager and all. Obviously, you cannot say don't sack him, right? You brought him guy with such a post and guy salary, you cannot say don't sack this guy. And he brought his own 6-7 people, all went for a task, 6 months. I given you 3 examples. These are the example. If you've done prior to entry your HR function, may not have happened. I didn't tell story for the sake. Now, what is the story? Lesson out of these 3 stories. You will not come out of the job description. You will not come up with the job specification. You think that what I think utopian common sense is correct. Can a doctor afford to do that kind of job? First thing, doctor will see your sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, then he'll go to ECC. He will not do anything on his own common sense, right? First thing, what is your sugar? What is your blood pressure? What is your cholesterol? And if that's okay, little bit he'll go into DCC, test mill, that mill, and all those kind of, right? He doesn't do anything. Even after doing that, all the reports, the report will say, hey, please read this with all other reports. If you happen to see the clinic, blood sugar and all those things, they don't say this final. They'll say that. So in other words, they have not gone through. Yeah, Asif Adil, I said 2-3 times, top guy. Studied somebody from MBA from Harvard, worked for McKinsey kind of company. It's not an ordinary guy, right? But will he suit to our culture? Will he be adaptable to our own company? So what is the HR answer to that? Leave all the story, learn from that. Story will keep on coming. But what is the learning out of it? Have you done a proper job description? Have you done the proper job description? What is my must qualification? What is my want qualification? What kind of cultural adaptive people can do with my company? Will I be able to hold that kind of people? Even today I'm seeing, I'm working for many companies. Even last day I had a review meeting fight with that guy. There's one as Abhijit Mazan. If you wanted, I said, you will not be able to take care of that kind of people. You should know where you are, right? So prior to HR means you do proper job description, proper job specification, proper preparation of KRA, proper cultural adjustment of people. This kind of cultural people will be able to adjust. Even if adjust, will I be able to adjust? No, John Paul brought him, but will Panjal will give the shit to him? Maybe once or twice. Again, he will like to take back, right? So if you do a proper job description, job specification, competency mapping, KRA KP preparation, the company's planning, success and planning, all those things, if it is done properly, your recruitment is likely to be better or not better, right? If you do competency-based interview, in the interview, they'll ask you questions like as if you are recruiting somebody for a CEO post. They'll not ask you, you are recruiting the guy as a trainee or an assistant manager or manager. Ask him, yeah, that question. You are asking us if I'm trying to show up in the interview, I know better, you don't know anything. I'm trying to test you. I'm trying to prove you failure. Because you are not using that competency-based interview questionnaire. Why you are not able to make comment? You have not done your homework. This post require this must capability. You require this. So like if you see the lot of advertisements in US and our, they never talk to qualification and things like that. They have a clear-cut classifications written. Do you have this ability? Do you have this competency? Can you deliver this part? They come clearly with that. Up somewhere they may write preferably if you have that quality. And most of the time they don't write it. Which means they are more working in that line. So if you have that kind of thing, your interview will also be easy. Straight away ask a question. Suppose that you take a faculty, even if you take a faculty, there are different kinds of faculty. 3 levels of. I've seen most of the faculty may not be a good dean because they're not a good administrator. All the administrators and dean cannot be faculty. In abroad, I mean, India to sab chalta. If you take in abroad, the faculty is a faculty. Even within the faculty, there are 2 kinds of faculty. One is a academically research-driven faculty. One is faculty like me, who's a practice-driven faculty. So they have a clear cut. I have 10 faculty, 4 faculty will be academic-driven faculty. 4 faculty will be practice-driven faculty. Because they've done prior to HR faculty. And then you suppose I've been a good professor, you all liked me and all those things. There's a vacancy of dean or vice chancellor. You promote me to be the qualification needed is PhD, MBA, PhD, whatever, all since 20 years of experience and all that you are meeting. You have qualification, you have experience, you also worked as a professor. It doesn't mean that I will be a competent dean or a director or a vice chancellor. You're getting my point. The competency requirement for a teaching professor, research professor, okay. The competency requirement for a dean or a vice chancellor would be totally different. Though the apparent qualification seems to be same. MBA, MTech, PhD, 20 years of teaching and all those things. All of you do that, no? Agree with me. So that is where prior to entry HR helps you. Okay, now you got it. What is after the exit HR? Yeah, now what is that? Is that exit interview everywhere it takes place, right? Okay. No. He says no at all. I join with you. It do take place, but not with that religious, strong purpose. What he said is practically correct. I mean, they do take some kind of give a form. Has it been translated into action? Most of the company. No, that is okay. No, if they've done an executive interview, they've captured that why you are going. If they come to know that my salary is too low, I mean, every time you cannot compare and match with the salary, but the salary cannot be too low also, right? Suppose some X position, market salary is say 10 lakh rupees, fair enough. You can be 8 lakh or 11 lakh. You cannot be 4 lakhs, right? Then you cannot afford to that. So if you do an exit interview, not Namke was the exit interview. From that, you take the inferences to change your policy accordingly. That maybe that my market salary is not correct. Maybe the guy who's, I recruited a guy. Okay, now other example is that I recruited you. You are the best student. You did engineering, I did your MBA, my competency-based interview thoroughly grilled you. I've seen your adaptability, my organization also. You are technically meeting, functionally meeting, culturally meeting with the company's one. I placed you and I paid you good market salary. I've done all good jobs. Okay, I recruited correctly. I inducted you correctly. I given you the right kind of market salary and you are put under me. I don't respect you. I don't know how to take work out of you. It happens, right? They say no, people, employees leave the bosses, not the organization. Which means I did 4 for HR function correctly. But the 5th function, I've not looked after this guy's training. He's a boss. You have to unfortunately work under him. And he doesn't know how to handle work out of you. It does happens in 30-40% of the places or not. Even today, I think 30-40% of places it takes. That's the other way around, that we need to keep up your job. You continue. But are you happy to continue? Are you putting your heart and soul in, contributing there's a concept called love and fun. Do you come happily that I work with my boss nicely, I'm trying to contribute, I enjoy my working? No, somehow, nokri hai. I have to carry on with this guy. The attrition of trigger started already. Preparing the CV and applying somewhere else. Half-heartedly I'm working. Correct. This all can be handled if after the exit proper input is taken and very rationally, prudently you change your policy. No. So now what is the theoretical definition of HRM? Second concept, what we are trying to say is that what is the definition and scope of HRM? Can anybody conclude? Two definition we conclude. Come on. Entry, yeah. Actor. So, clear? So HRM is concerned with governing the employment relations of human capital, talent capital from entry to exit, which governs. That remains going to be same throughout. Your selection, recruitment, training, but how they do, that's where the difference comes. One. Two, if HRM really wants to be more effective based on the experience, they have to really invest on prior to entry in terms of job analysis, job content, job description, competency mapping, training needs, all those kind of things. After the exit also, they must work out a clear-cut feedback taking with reference to each thing, your salary level, your boss level, your cultural level, your workings level. Or if all those things are taken into making the HR policies and practices, then HRM function is complete. Correct? We completed the HR definition or scope. Second. Third, what are the different kinds of approaches in HR function? Or what are the ways HR function can be classified? There are 3-4 ways. Okay. And how the HR guys are spending time? Suppose there are 1 or 2 people HR. Who are the HR? Madam, you are HR, right? How do you spend your time? Are your bosses? Your bosses, if you are middle level, your bosses, your HR leaders, bosses, and all. How do they spend time? Spend time means out of 100% time, how much time goes in recruitment, how much in training, how much in negotiating? How do you people spend time? So basically recruitment related 30-40% of your time. Payroll processing, that also you're doing, right? What all we do in HR? How our time goes? Like, okay, don't worry, they don't want to talk about it. See, the first point, now you can write down. The third learning objective, the different functions of HR. One approach of HR is called transactional HR. I hope we are all going at the same pace, right? We are understanding whatever we are discussing, right? The first approach of HR is transactional. Okay. What is transactional? Transact. Most of the HR guys and you are all very familiar with transactional HR. For example, payroll processing, sourcing the applications, recruiting people. Once in a while conduct a market survey. Okay. Once in a while, take them to some classroom, give them some gyan. Okay. All those is called transactional HR. Okay. This is very important, very effective. You have to do it very well. But if HR guys start spending 90% of the time in doing only transactional, then HR cannot be effective. Are you getting my point? First of all, what is transactional? Please understand. Payroll processing, leave processing, sourcing application. Okay. Then maybe your canteen, your transportation, your infrastructure, your documents holding, document processing. This is all very important. Even like yesterday in your class, only somebody told me somebody has been paid wrongly salary 1.56 crore instead of 1.55 lakh. Your fellow student only told me yesterday in the class, and that guy resigned and went. Come on, you come and collect. Can you go and collect it? Only income tax guys can catch hold of it. You cannot catch hold of it. See, somebody is getting 1.50 lakh and you even give him 1.50 crore. You don't have a right to recover. So otherwise, somebody's insurance is not renewed in time. Somebody met with an accident, or some big catastrophe takes place in the building plan. Many people got involved in that accident, but the HR people have not renewed the insurance in time. These are something which are very, very critical core, which will not be able to appreciate and understand. Very core activities, very important activity. The non-effective transactional function of HR can really lead to kavak. But it is not the only job of HR. Because a lot of this job can be very well delegated, outsourced, technology can be used. We are trying to say, there was a long back one article in Fortune magazine, HR is dead. Okay, they said, what HR guys are doing? Some staff function, the payroll processing, they're doing all those kind of things. You guys are very decent. You have not come back. Though you are inside, you are smiling and wanted to say, but you are not saying because of HR class. Right. Now he's coming out. I know he was inside. He was trying to be a little decent, not trying to tell. But huh? Okay, now all of you are coming out. Okay. Now there was a long back article in HR, a Fortune article, because that's what the whole terminology we are going to use. HR is dead. That means they said, what you guys are doing? Payroll processing, you don't attend to it, or create a policy, then say this policy cannot be implemented. So your policy is not pragmatic, not employee friendly. You'll make such a bureaucratic policy, then say, because of this class, it cannot be done like that. All those kind of things. So that is why they said, so HR is not like I asked in the question, can I sit on the board in the meeting that I also delivered? When you got money like that, I've also, when you increase the market, I done like that. Till I'm not able to talk like that, then HR is like you call it staff function or whatever, or supporting function. Use the word, no? Supporting function, staff function, and all those things. So now coming from that was the word of HR is dead. Immediately after 6 months, then another strong article has come, long live HR. Okay, in that guy proved, what do you mean by HR can really be much better than any of the function? How? That I'll tell you. The whole process, by end of the 3 hours, you'll be able to understand how HR can be long. Now come back to the transaction. Okay. Now the transactional means, all of you know that. Insurance, or your this thing, your payroll, your leave sanctioning, your accidental benefits, your recruitment sources, and all those things. Which is that's what you see all of the companies. That is what they must see that they don't spend more than 30 to 50% of the time in doing transactional HR. If they do 90% this work only, transactional HR only, some HR middle level or senior people start doing, then HR cannot have a visibility. I said it's core, important, effective. The ineffective transactional can create a havoc in that. Having said that, you cannot take the laurel up, I will do only transaction. You know how much time they should spend for transactional HR? 80% of the time, 30%, 10%, 40%, 50%. Sorry? Oh, outsource also still you are accountable. You have to watch it. So how much time the HR leadership, middle level and senior should spend on transactional? 30 to 40%. So 30 to 40% means, oh yeah, I agree with you guys. Maybe 30 to 50%. Some knowledge-based industry, maybe more. Some manufacturing industry, maybe less or more. So you get say between 30 to 50% of the time should be allotted for transactional HR. Now, the concept we are talking about different HR function. One function we touched it, so don't lose the learning objective goal. Transactional function. And you know what is transactional function? You are also talking about it. They should not do more than 40 to 60% of the time in handling the transactional function. Now, what the hell they will do remaining time? Good question, nah? Right, you put everything in transactional. Whatever you guys can talk about, you put in transactional, right? From insurance to payroll to recruitment, sourcing paper, everything put into transactional. And I say you guys cannot. You have to be. Can they sit idle? In fact, I did it again in one of the group when I was a group director. We had six plants. 6 plants headed by each plant GMHR. I told each GMHR, anything more than 40% you are spending on your transactional, please give the job to us. From corporate, we will handle. 40% of the time only you'll be allowed to take care of your canteen, your bus, your infrastructure, your contract labor, your salary processing, your recruitment, all those things you are allowed. If you are spending more than 40, 50% time, please help us by giving that job. We will handle from corporate. Okay, having said that, now what the hell he will do? Training and development. Okay, yeah, she's becoming smart. What's her name? Samriti said, sir, yeah, they can do pre-entry work. Good, she's coming somewhere nearer. So now the second word is called transformational HR. You understood first transactional HR, right? And I also ask you a question, if he's going to do only 40%, what will he do 60% of the time? Will he sit idle? Right. So what are the activities in the transformational HR? You can say working on the job content, job classification of it. You can say job specification. You can say I'm working at competency mapping for various positions. You can say I will conduct a training need analysis, individual training need analysis, task training need analysis, group training need analysis. You can say I'll work out a mutually agreeable, understandable KRA fixation process. What HR finally has to do? What is the outcome of HR? HR should help the company to achieve the target. Also, by taking care of the employee need satisfaction. Now, which is first? You take care of the target achievement first or employee need satisfaction? Chicken or egg first? Whatever you order. This guy chicken or egg, whatever you order. No, I'm saying target achievement is first, employee need satisfaction is first. She says simultaneous, somebody say. Vineet Nair, all of you know, right? Was XXL chairman and all. He has written a book called People First. That book has been published by Harvard University. You, all of you suggest take that book and read. He says, if I have a satisfied, committed, cultured, competent employee, he's bound to go out of way to produce, take care of the customer. So satisfied employee will tend to get into satisfied customer. Satisfied customer will tend to take care of my company, turnover, retention, and all those things. Do you people believe in this concept or not? Right? Customer is important. I'm not saying that. Yeah, anything, everything you do, whether HR, marketing, finance, supply chain, everything for customer. And today, customer wants anything, everything under the sun, right? The best quality, cheapest price, good, response, whatever you call it. Innovative product. Huh? So if that is the kind of thing, so the employee needs satisfaction have to be taken care of. So that is where transformational HR comes into picture. We call it start, like she said, prior to entry. What are the transformation? You list it down. We said one relating to the job enlargement, job rotation, job content, job description, job specification, competency based, understanding the job. Okay, leadership development. I said, I have selected the best of you guys. I have some guys who doesn't even understand how to take care of employee motivation. He is very rude with them. He treats them. Have you heard about theory X and Y? What is theory X and Y? There's the theory X called things that employees needs to be controlled, tightened, target fixation, monitor them. These guys are leaving them not capable of doing their own. That's theory X. Theory Y is that every employee's potential. Like you take all of you. What is that you have not achieved? You're sitting here how? You can't be sitting here, right? You've done your schooling better, you've done your college better, you cracked your interview, you're working in the company, you are rightly contributing. So if you're not a potential, you could not have done all those things, right? Every one of you have a different kind of potential. Okay. So the theory Y believes everybody has got potential. One. Two, everybody feels very happy in contributing. Any one of you contribute in your organization. We all put now Instagram and everywhere. Even not today at this age also, I want to write it in my Instagram. Oh, last year I happened to clear my 3 PhD student done PhD. Gives a kick, right? All of us are getting into that kick or not? So that means everybody wants to contribute. Everybody feel contribution. It's meaning what? It's up to us. Take X or Y. And if you understand why, how do I give a conducive environment to product? That's an implication for HR guys. You're getting my point. So keeping that in your transformational has to be. Like we said, training need analysis can be done extensively. Every individual, putting the right place people on the right job. Not that somebody is good in market salesman, put him in market research, you'll fail. Like I told you example, a faculty cannot be a dean. Okay, dean may not be a good researcher. So you have to put the right people at the right job, do a right competency mapping, right KRA fixation. For what? KRA fixation is for torturing people, doing a postmortem, or give them the love and fun of enjoying the journey. What is that you want? You can fix a target. With this, go away, I'm watching you, you are under my radar. I'm getting you the scorecard. I'm getting you metrics. Make your life miserable. Get stressed. That's one. The other way is that, no, it's a fun, love and fun. Both of us, what do you want to do? Yeah? How can we do it? Can we achieve it? Can I give feedback? Can I give you training? Can I review, keep reviewing that one in a humanistic manner, in an inclusive manner? So what is that HRA? How do I go about fixing the KRA policy with that spirit? That all comes under transformation. No, this all, if you don't do it, nobody will watch. Transactional, if you don't do it, you'll get caught. Like I said, now once you are not renewed the insurance or you paid somebody's salary, it will get exposed. You have to do it. But transformational, if you are not doing it, many times if the bosses are not really good into HR, probably they'll not be able to catch. But HR really wants to really showcase their capability that I am also contributing. They have to get into this kind of. Now, are we clear with transformational? Online students, are we clear with transactional and transformational?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear, because nothing, I'm not hearing anything. Can anyone of you just summarize what is transactional, what is transformational? I'm only talking. Come on, guys. Are we going in the right direction? Yeah. Come on. Any one of you online student? Conclude, summarize. What do you mean by transactional? Which are the function comes under the transactional? Transformational. Now, all of you know that transactional is not enough, right? Effective, much needed. We are talking about how HR can play a value order role, how HR can become a long-live HR, not HR debt. That is the forum in which we are talking about.
So transactional HR is what we say is a routine job.
Right.
Which includes training, survey, payrolls, sourcing of application, canteen, documentation, etc.
Done.
Okay, and whereas a transformational HR, which is a proactive approach.
Okay. Proactive approach, very good, very good.
Yeah,
very good.
We have
you use the right word, proactive approach. Yeah.
Yeah. So it discusses about the competency mapping, job rotation, training analysis. So these all will all becomes effective HR.
This will take you to the HR hook, which can contribute or value addition to the business.
Yes, sir.
At the end, HR should create a value addition, right?
Correct. Sir.
Now, second, what is the other? Have you covered HR function or anything left out? Now, the backbencher entrepreneur is smart. He says that I know you are trying to twist us. I'll be careful, right? No, if they can do, see, the awareness has come last 15 years. How the HR evolved. Long back, we used to have a, employment officer, labor welfare officer. Then they started having a word called personal manager. Then started having a word called HR manager. Now they started having L&T manager, human capital manager, talent manager. But when they improve the words, it looks like they are putting the old wine in the new bottle. Words are correct. You moved from labor welfare officer to personal manager to HR manager. HR manager itself enough, but I don't know why from HR manager they got into human capital manager, learning and development manager, talent management manager, all those kind of. But when they are talking the words, but when they are implementing it, they are putting the old wine in the new bottle. Okay. But having said that, in my experience, 20 years time, a lot of awareness has come in the HR fraternity. And also the top management business guys, HR can play a major role. HR can add value to the business. HR needs to be strengthened. HR needs to be believed. This thing has come. But the problem is how to do it. Am I right, madam? How to do it is missing. Awareness has come in HR fraternity. and the top management and business. That's why they are hiring now people with high salary in HR. Awareness has come. HR can really deliver. HR can really add value. HR is very core job. This awareness has come at two major level. One is the business. Those guys don't understand. They don't give value. The businessman or owners or MDs and all. Then there's no point of HR. And also HR fraternity has understood I cannot no more deal only with the transactional. I have to get into this kind of. I have to be coach. I have to be mentor. I have to do all those kind. But still, they need a lot of. That is what you guys will learn here, because very less people who got both academic and practice infusion together. Okay, now what else is left out? Have we covered HR definition? Functions? We talked about transactional. Huh? Sorry? Yeah, you guys are becoming very smart here now. Yeah, I'm asking your question. His question. Yeah. Hmm. 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 You are saying that as a line function supporting guy, I'm doing the interview and everything, right? That's what you're trying to say. What your question is, what can I rephrase it? You are saying the HR seems to be only just doing, pushing the files here and there. I as a line manager, I'm doing everything. Yeah. As a line manager, you may be market HR guy. I got you. I got your point. In the committee, HR guy is sitting. I am also in the committee. Though I'm a technical guy, I'm doing a lot of his HR activities of conducting interview and all. What this guy is doing? This is your question. Okay, I'll answer. You want answer? Anybody wants to like? His question is all of you are clear? When some recruitment takes place, when some interview takes place, HR guy is sourcing and getting application. There are some other team members from functional department comes and sits in the interview board. They spend a lot of time in recruiting. Is it correct? Why HR guys alone do it? That's what your question. I have understood your question. Yeah. Anybody like to answer this question? Okay. Okay. That's for the position. Okay. Now, please give me 1 hour. When I touch that one, I'll come to that answer. But you have to remind me, I'll answer. Why? Purposely, I'm not answering that. Let me go through it, then I'll answer it. Okay. Now, very good. Very good. What okay, good. Good pick up. One example. No, I got his point. I'll come back to that because I have to complete some purposely. But please remind me. I'll not forget 99%. I'll answer your question very well. Once I don't have to answer, you'll get an answer once I complete the lecture. Okay, now come back. Transformational is over, transaction is over. What did we learn so far? So far, what did we learn? Only 2-3 points, yeah, nothing more, right? How HR can be effective. Okay. And what is the definition and scope of HR? And then what are the different functions and approach of HR? In that we touch transaction and transformation. Is that enough? You guys are becoming too smart and diplomatic. Is it enough? HR is covered? No, not covered. Third approach is called strategic HR. Strategic HR. You talked about transactional, you talked about transformational. HR has to be strategic. What do you mean by strategic? First you tell me. Huh? Oh, yeah, so she said, Samriti said, what is the definition of management? What is the definition of strategy? First, tell me what is the definition of management. Then only I can make you that you will not be able to use the same word for strategy. I'm smarter than you guys, okay? So what is the definition of management? All of you are doing in and out management. What is the definition of management? I'll give you some clue. Simple clues, which all of you know, not a can. Management is getting the job done. Simple. Management is getting the input, output rationally done. Optimum input, excellent output. Take care of wastage, wastage, and everything. Management is called managing all the 5 M's: men, material, machine, and everything. These are different. Management is concerned with planning, staffing, controlling, coordinating, everything, blah, blah, blah. The 5th level is management is logical, rational, common sense. 6th level is management is supposed to take care of production, reduce losses, take care of profitability. This could be management definition to me. You add whatever you want to add. Because when I'm going to ask you what is strategy, I will not allow you to use the same word. Correct? Because you'll use the same word when you are explaining strategy, right? That is why I was preempting you by giving these are the definition. You agree with my definition of management, yes or no? You have all the right to agree or not agree. Do you want to add any more definition to management? Okay, handling multiple tasks, effective guy in getting the job done, agreed. Multiple task holder, agreed. Management will have a forecasting thinking. So planning part of management. You have no functions, basic planning, organizing, staffing, coordinating, which we must study like basic principles. What else? Guys, online student, any more definition to management? Because I deliberately jumped into giving my own definition because I want you guys be aware that you don't use the same word in strategy. Any more words you want to add to management or enough? Or it's inclusive? Okay, I'll take it inclusive. What is the definition of strategy? Sorry? That is not management. Prioritizing your resources. Okay, maybe to some extent. You are where to use your resources, where to use your time. Yeah, to some extent, he's coming into the line. Planning to management. Strategy also needs planning, but then management will do without planning. PDC planning, doing check and activity, all those things used in management only.
Sir, management is to
Sorry?
revenue and strategies involved for generating
strategies part of the management or management is part of strategy.
And they plan strategies for generating revenue, and HR deals with the human capital.
Hello, anybody is talking to me or amongst yourself?
To you, sir.
Yeah, tell me, your voice is not coming.
The management is to generate a strategy for improving the revenue.
Okay.
And, human capital is dealt by HR.
Human capital is for HR. Okay, correct. Okay, now I'll give you an example. Well, let's go with an example. You use both Apple and Samsung. Okay. Okay. Let us, for the discussion, we'll compare between Apple and Samsung. What are those strategies? 1. Subway and Medi. What are the strategies? Subway also into that. McDonald's also into that one. Honda car has been using for a long time petrol engine. Recently changed into diesel. What is that effect? Maruti car is large scale known car for small or medium. When they got into SUV expensive, what happened? Are you getting all examples? Right. And okay, let's take this 4 example. Where do you see strategy? Huh? Now take Apple and Samsung. Who are the competitor to Apple?
Samsung.
So you are thinking means by and large nobody. I'm not saying no. By and large, no very threatening competitors, right? We can't say there's no competitor, but by and large, there's no life-threatening competitors. Samsung. Competitors are enough, threatening competitors are not. Anybody?
No threatening competitors.
Huh?
No threatening
Entire
competitors
chain,
are
there's
there
a
for
competitor,
Samsung.
right? From 5,000 up to 1 lakh mobile, there's a competitor. Correct, na? So that's why you're coming to that one. Then I told you, this McDonald's guys, they are giving a burger and all, which is not healthy, right? Can they come up with healthy food? No, right? Subway, they are giving very healthy food, not tasty. Can they also come with something? Can they start selling Coke and all those things? No, right? Honda car known for, Toyota is known for diesel, core competency. Honda car known for petrol. I don't know, they changed recently into diesel, that in such a time when diesel is going to be out. Now, such a known, strategically well-positioned car is getting totally out. This is, huh? But how can they strategically compromise on that, right? Now you are getting to strategy meaning, right? I'll tell you, strategy theoretically we use the word called core competency, first mover advantage. Stick to your own, like Maruti car, they are known for very good cars, small and medium. Whenever they attempted the top level car, they're not been successful because they are supposed to be where they are. Your core competency, because your strategy has been engraved by other people. So first of all, you have to understand the definition of strategy. Are you understanding by this one? Strategy mean their management, I said, management is logical, rational, profit making. Strategy is risky, choice, but it can keep you the competitor away if you are successful. If you have a wrong strategy, you are nowhere. If you have a successful strategy, your competition is less. Your wealth maximization goes day by day. Nothing right. So now, theoretically, how do you decide strategy? All examples we got into, na? Now, how do you decide again? Long-term goal. Okay, I'll tell you. Very simple. All of you read that article. There's an article called What is Strategy in Harvard? Please read. Very old article, but a very, what is strategy? The article name itself called What is Strategy in Harvard, HBR. Very old article, but an excellent article. 25 page. He has quoted some 20, 30 companies example. Finally, last page is concluded the meaning of strategy, which I'm going to tell you now. He said strategy means deciding what not to do. It does make simple and straightforward. Deciding what not to do. That's what I given now. Your example can give you. And then decide what to do. You come up with a soap. Nice soap. Skin glowing soap. Dermatology tested soap. I decided I will not sell from More or Nilgiri or XYZ at high end. I will sell only doctor recommendation in the medical shop. I'll create a value for that. I will keep the, so when I do that, a lot of risk, right? But strategically, you are like, that's what I said, strategically you're supposed to, I will decide what not to do. If I put the same in the, More shelf also on Nilgiri shelf or whatever for retail format, I will be me too, I will be lost, right? So both has got its own advantage and but strategy, that's what I said, a risky choice and deciding what not to do and then decide what to do. That's the theoretical meaning. Are we clear now? Are we clear about the strategy meaning? Now, again, let's go one step. Which are the words in core competency? Like Honda is supposed to stick to the core competency. Subway is supposed to the core competency. Or your own first mover. Maruti is supposed to stick to the core competency of their middle level and lower level. Okay. Now, this is all stories, one definition. The clear-cut definition of strategies are three. You can write down if you want. Strategies are primarily based on cost leadership, differentiation, niche. Cost leadership, differentiation, niche. Okay. What do I mean by fast track watch? Where do they come? Cost leadership, right? Dissort. Cost niche. Cost leadership, differentiation, niche. These are the predominantly three strategies which most of the companies have been going historically. Now little bit is added to that is recently 5-10 years is catching up very fast, innovation and collaboration. Put any company, I can share, will come in either one or should come in either one. Cost leadership, differentiation, niche. Now we are adding with innovation and collaboration. Then when I talk about how it's going to be strategy, because you have to be clear about the business strategy, then HR guys have to understand the business strategy to design HR strategy to suit that business strategy. That's where strategic HRM comes in. But you cannot straight away jump into unless you understand what is strategy, what is business strategy and things like that. Okay, now, what is cost leadership? Fast track, watch, Tissot watch, could be differentiated. Cartier Rolex, could be a niche one. Elizabeth Arden, cosmetics, where does it come, madam? Does it come in niche or it comes in the differentiation? It comes in niche. Bonds, scenes and all can come in the cost leadership. Frames, cars, you can take. Audi, niche. In between Creta and all, differentiation, cost leadership. So there are different levels of people. Now let's take the car example, very easy. Now you understood, na? You understood the strategies. There are 5-6 words I used. Cost leadership, differentiation, niche. I also used the word called core competency, first mover advantage, all those kind of words I used it. Before I start explaining this one, there's another example to the strategy is that you have different models. HP and Dell, like he said. Dell, when they were into selling the laptops, which was the business model they were using? Procuring, assembling and selling. HP, what business model using? They were manufacturing and selling. Okay, 2. 3, you already studied in your life cycle of the organization. In your marketing class, they must have started, right? You know, all of you know about life cycle of the organization or a product. Okay, what is that? Initial, maturity, growth and things like that. Every stage, your HR activity will be different. Correct. Like I said, how are you going to use your time? Like he said nicely, using the resources. I don't know how much he meant it. Like Americans say, where do I use my money? Where do I put my money and time effectively? No free coffee. You know, those guys are very, very straight and clear forward process. Now, when I have HR leadership as an HR function, that where do I going to put my, how do I going to approach? Where do I going to invest my time? Where do I going to use my HR budget? What are the HR activities I'm going to concentrate? All well thought out, strategically thought out, managerially thought out, depending upon what business strategy my company is, what business model my company is, where does my company stands today? Initial stage, growth stage, or declining stage. Each stage HR activity will become more. When you are growing, probably you'll do more recruitment. When you are matured stage, probably you'll do more training or more engagement so that attrition doesn't take place. When you are declining, will you do recruitment or will you do training? So strategically, like he said, you decide what not to do HR activity, what HR activity I'm going to concentrate based on the business strategy of a company, based on the business model of the company, based on the life cycle of the organization or product. Now, for example, take somebody has to deliver Creta car. They deliver car all those days with all pomp and pleasure, right? They'll have some picture and mala or some bindi, pottu, all those kind of things. They do it, whatever they do it, whatever tradition they believe, they do it. Then they hand over the big key to that guy. Okay, that is a done function done by somebody like us, not by some good decent guy, good presentable marketing customer care executive with the good English, good personality, good dress. Some car, 10 crore, Bentley has to be delivered. How will it deliver? Hmm? Okay. He says, cover it again. The amount of risk, the amount of research they do before delivering that car. They'll go to that whole family research. What is the family? Who is the guy who's going to take a decision? The lady or a man? And what kind of perfumes they like? What kind of music they like? First, when they put in the car, what kind of door? How much time the door should take to shut down? What kind of sound should come in the door? They are doing all this survey. Here, what we do is we bought some mala oil and all those things. We taken a photographer to click it. Both are right in its own way. Correct. I'm not saying this is right or that is right. But the differentiation in terms of cost leadership or differentiation niche. So accordingly, the selection of guy for both this job will be different or not. The guy who's going to deliver that car worth of 10 crores or 20 crores or 50 crores of worth of car is not only supposed to have all those, he was doing a lot of work, like a surgeon who's going for a surgery, do a lot of planning before surgery. This guy, before delivering tomorrow, he should have done a lot of homework, like pre-entry kind, pre-delivery kind of. So yourself, then in that case, how will you select? So your HR activity, can I, in the cost leadership, can I do that kind of high-fi guys paying a big salary? McDonald's, how did they come initially? They started wherever they can get a people who can come and work with a very nominal salary. That is why it started McDonald's in all the places initially, wherever nearer to the colleges and education institutions. They thought the students they are working, they'll come and work for a few hours. I'll pay them some money. They'll happy to go. They started with a clear cut. My thing is cost leadership. I'm not going to do big job content analysis. I'm not going to pay big salary. I'll pay the market, whatever government fixed statutory salary. I'm not going to give them big training. Come them, bring them, put them in 3 hours thing on the job. He goes, who bothers? Are you getting my point? It's a cost leadership kind of thing. And do you think they are doing right or not? That kind of company. At the end of the day, business, right? They are doing. But can we do that kind of thing with Apple? Google? Can you do with Apple and Google? Can we do with 3M? What is the famous in 3M company? Their mission itself is innovation. Solving an unsolvable problem through an innovative manner. That is their mission. So can you do same kind of approach here? Here each thing counts, right? When I do. That is where strategic HR means strategically understanding the business strategy of the company, which most of the HR guys, they don't bother till 20 years back. All they know is recruitment, selection, training, and all those kind of things, but they never talked about business. Now you are supposed to look at inwardly. What is my inwardly? You're looking out. Outwardly, you're looking. What is my business strategy? What are my competitors? What is my business model? Where is the life cycle of the organization? What kind of HR strategy I have to align with the business strategy? That is where strategic HRM comes into picture. Are we clear? Are we clear or not clear? And what is the implication? Accordingly, the focus and the function will remain same. Like if you take a doctor, what are the medicines the doctor gives? Surgery slept out. Other than that, what the doctors gives? 3-4 medicines only. Maybe paracetamol, Calpol, maybe painkillers, maybe antibiotics. Correct. 3-4 kits only. Not the names will be different to confuse all of you. The APA or the salt, active paracetamol ingredient is same. The Calpol also, Crocin also, paracetamol also. The APA is only paracetamol. Many kind of medicines. So that what could be the classification there? Simple paracetamol related, or painkiller, acetone and things like that, or ampicillin and all those kind of antibiotics. Maybe 3-4 classifications. So now coming back to the strategic HRM, you unless clear about that, oh, this company is like that. So my HR activity has to be tuned accordingly. Like I said, McDonald's guy cannot have this kind of, I'm going to give training to my, you who don't know, the guy will not come to work tomorrow. Are you going to do that? On the other hand, coming to Apple, where do they survive? Why do they survive? We said Apple is doing very well, right? No competitor. The price is high. Every time they come with even the latest watch is 50,000, yeah, their health watch, which is available for 2,000 also, right? Correct. Those guys are not compromising. They are selling Sometimes stocks are not available with them. So with that kind of innovation, distinct quality, what kind of HR function? So it will be an investment. You can use another word to strategy HRM is called. Strategy HRM is primarily selecting on that one. Secondly, where to have an investment based HR. Investment based means you are going to invest on the human in selecting also. I remember once in my own life, I was selected for JK as a, JK is also good, big family. They never take a lateral appointment at the higher level unless otherwise it's required. I was fortunate enough, once I was in a race for a CEO post of JK, which was in Kanpur. The interview took place in Delhi. Beautiful interview. 11 people member, their owner, their HR guys, the psychology professor from Delhi University. Everybody was there. One. Two, they looked after very well. Before you could come for the interview, you have been told this time, this place, this taxi will come and pick you. What kind of soup you want? What kind of bread you want? Do you want a wheat bread? Or all those things they've done sophisticated very well. I really like that. And then interview board also 11-member committee. Nice. From here to here, it's sitting, including the owner, HR guy, plant heads, psychology professor, name anybody was there. And they also nicely grilled you for 2 hours, starting from target, your adjustment, your psychology, your stress level, everything they got. All those things done. And finally, incidentally, we were 2 people were in race. I was one guy. That time was hardly 40, which normally they don't take that young guy that time. And there was one guy who was quite senior, 55, he was known in the world as a scientist of the sugar. That's for a sugar industry, CEO. I was not a scientist of the sugar. I was a good manager, CEO level material. So the committee got into trouble, whom to select. Anyhow, finally they shortlisted me. And most of the people, they went in favor of me. No, we don't need a scientist. We need a CEO. But afterwards, they took 2 months for my offer to come, which I noticed it. They spent that time 5 lakhs to check my reference. They took all my passport copy, wherever I landed last 2-3 years. They checked up from all immigration. They checked up from all the dealers, checked up from all the union people. Because they don't want to disrupt by taking a CEO from outside. They who totally change that whole issue. First of all, they don't want to take. Since there is a need to take, your competency is not enough. They took 1 month, they given to some experts and check the thoroughly. How do you check a reference? We call 1 or 2 calls and finish it, right? Normally. So that is where the strategy HRM, which job, what kind of thrust you give. Now, are we clear with strategy HRM? Clear or not clear? Now, is it complete HRM definition? Tell me, yeah.
Sir, not clear about investment HR, the last part.
Sorry?
Not clear about the last part, investment HR.
Investment, yeah, good question. I'm happy you asked it. So investment means in strategic, you are saying then in Apple or Google or anywhere else, they are going to invest heavily on employee, right? Looking for the recruitment, paying you joining expenses, joining bonus, and really keep on doing your retraining. Okay, all those things when they do, heavily they are investing on you. Okay, now unlike McDonald's cost leadership, where they don't invest, they harvest your value. Whatever competence you have, I want to put you that your value, your competency, I want to get benefit out of it. Here, I know you are coming with excellent, but still I am adding value. Hello, please listen. By adding value by investing on your time, money, retraining you, giving you more exposure. So the advantage could be you are a well-groomed, committed, engaged guy. The disadvantage is you will also leave me. There are a lot of arguments. Should they go for investment HR or not? They're all pros and cons. Finally, they decided, yeah, there could be some attrition. There could be some wastage of my money. I'm investing on people, they will leave. But there is overall, there's going to be a good benefit. If I'm training, retraining people, I'm doing all those kind of. So that is basically you are investing heavily on human capital, starting from the way you conduct interview, the way you retrain, train, the way you give an exposure, job rotation, all those kind of things, which will, one side is likely to give a very good effectiveness. The other side, that it may also train out. It may also go to the competitor. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir.
Have you got it?
Yeah, I understood it.
Yeah. Investments, you are investing on it. Not that you are only reaping whatever. Tomorrow you come. I'm not investing anything on you. I make your contacts. Now, why sometimes they pay heavy salary to seniors like me? Not only for the contact, they're not going to invest on me. They know all my contacts, my networks, my this thing. Those guys are going to use from first day onwards. I mean, they may be investing on my luxury of car and house and office and all, which is nothing for a businessman. Okay, but when I go along with my network, my contacts, my well-wishers, my reputation in various boards and things like that, including the banks. So their investment is less, but in most of the cases where we are talking, it has to be primarily investment oriented if it has to be strategic. Clear? Now Google is hiring. Okay, Google say that we are hiring, and they say we don't need your CV, don't apply. Have you seen that advertisement? Google says we are hiring. Okay, and we don't need your application, we don't need you. They've gone so much to study you from various association, various your roles and things like that, which kind of competency, skill sets can fit to them. They've gone to that level, which means this is a lot of investment is taking place. So that's called strategic HR. Now, is it enough? Enough or not? If you say a correct answer, I'll give you a break. If you say wrong answer, I'll not give you a break. Trading only. At the end of the day, you guys should know me more in one word. I'm more of a businessman and C1, less of a HR guy. Understood, na?
Sir, as you
Right.
said for investment HR,
Yeah,
you said that if the employer, I mean, the business is investing more about the employees, checking and training and verifying them or identifying them, it's investment HR, isn't it?
yeah.
Than strategy.
It's a, so you see that when I'm told Apple and Google and all, they pay huge amount as joining bonus. Is
Yes.
it an investment HR or not?
It's investment HR.
Huge amount, because they believe this talent can deliver. They believe in theory. Why? They believed in talent. So they needed that kind of talent for that kind of business. That's what strategy HR comes. It's not a trans.
Okay.
They will not do for anywhere, everywhere. Even in
Okay.
education institutions, we'll pay professors 2 lakh, 3 lakh. We'll pay them 30,000 also.
Okay.
I mean, not only here or anywhere. It's not necessary that everybody will get a high salary. Depends. I hope it's everywhere in the organization also, right? And the other way around. Google's and Apple, the junior can get more salary than you, seniors. Now that become a common practice. Nothing like that. You are a senior, you are sitting in a high position, you should get a good salary. Somebody comes in a junior level, middle level, he has got his own specialized unique competency, you have to pay for it. So these all strategy HR. Now is it over, HR? Now what, are we getting into somewhere long live HR or still we are in dead HR? Okay, now you got into transactional HR, you got into transformational HR, you got into strategic HR. Is it enough? Right answer, break. Wrong answer, no. Come on, guys. Huh? He's a businessman with 20 years of experience. No, it's not enough. Okay, you take a break. I will touch you IHRM, International Human Resources Management. Because no company is today domestic. Which company is domestic? Wipro is working in 79 countries. Infosys is working in 40 companies. Every company is working in different. So you cannot have a domestic company. There is no need to talk about international company, global, multinational. Everything is by and large international and global, right? Which means you have to know about IHRM or not. If you don't want to know, leave it. You have to know, right? So you take a break. We'll come and touch. It's not enough. Another 2 more is left out. Yeah. Please go on. No. Yeah, it'll come under transformation. You are spending time in that research activity. Transactional is a routine job. See, transactional, if you don't do, you'll get caught. If you don't do it scientifically, nobody notices. That all comes under a lot of mental health transformational. And a lot of mental health they are talking. That's a separate. No, what you're talking is the latest concept. The latest. It could be, but how many people give a letter? What you're talking is the latest concept, right? Mental health, no? So that people can really contribute. Talent is correct. Adaptability, no? Adaptability. Which role you like? See, as I said, everybody is good, but somebody is good for some job. Like you put me today, 20 years back, I've been a CEO and all. Today, I get a lot of opportunity to be VC. I don't want to take. Also changes. Take me. Today, I get a lot of offers of IC. I don't want to take. Because then I think, oh, we will get into that 9 to 8 of job and doing everything. This is I'm happy in delivering student and get lost. So you, with this attitude, you take me as a VC. You getting my point. No, they take lower level stress level interview, frustration, and in a very developed manner, in a right manner. Everything they're aware of it. How they do it? They should do. Obviously. Transformational and transactional both. Transformational guy help them to design, do like this way. Transactional guys implements it. Please, no problem. You guys are not going for your coffee? No. I'll have my tea and come back. Going all right, sir? Yes, sir. Huh? Excellent, sir. No problem, na? Huh? So you may not have thought HR will go like this. Sorry? You may not have thought HR will go like this. Huh? Oh.
Recording in progress.
Okay, online students. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You guys covered only one slide. There are 10 more slides I have to go through. So I don't think you'll have an up to 1:30 you will not have time. Okay, chalo, don't worry. I'll cover it up. IHRM. What is IHRM? International Human Resources Management. What is so special in IHRM? Where is the sound is coming? What is so special? Come on, guys. Hmm? Okay. 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 Different compensation. Culture is used two good words, culture and compensation. Small is beautiful. Right word. Select the right word. Yeah, compensation, double taxation, different culture. How is it all? All participants unmute themselves. Is it here? Yeah, I have to mute. Now everything is gone. Hey, I call this guy. Let him come. Okay, now what is IHR? They will hear or not hear?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
My laptop is hanging up. Please come, most of it. No, it's muted only. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
You can hear me, right? Hello? Yeah. So he's coming itself taken care of. He didn't even touch, right? Hello? Hello? Yeah.
You can hear it, sir.
Okay, now let's come quickly into IHRM. They will come and take care of. Don't worry. We are not using in any case PPT. What is IHRM? How is it different from domestic HR? All companies are essentially global, multinational, international. There's no dispute. Which means HR guys have to concentrate on, sir, come help us, sir. Some voice was coming, now it's all right. Just remove this mute all. See, it obeys only. It obeys only him. Okay, thank you, sir. That's all. The echoing was coming. So all companies are either multinational, global, or international, whatever. Which means HR guys have to be aware and handle IHRM. Now, next question: how is IHRM is different from domestic HR? Even IHRM recruitment will take place, training will take place, compensation will take place, everything will take place. What is that other than this thing IHRM has to get? IHRM guys also have to work from strategic point of view also. Okay, yeah, he talks in terms of compliance of different countries. Labor law, or different, we need to take care of it. Yeah, one part is compliance of different, like for the US, a lot of importance is given to discrimination, equity, inclusiveness. You cannot discriminate. They'll show you. You can't even put an art the way you put it here, no? Male employees preferred, female employees preferred. You put that kind of art in the US, you'll be sued immediately. Equality is gone for a task then. So what he said is, how IHRM is different is that country specific compliance. If you don't comply, you'll get into big soup. IHRM definitely takes care of transactional as it is. IHRM definitely takes care of SHRM as it is. But something which is different, which local domestic HRM will not take care of is, one is that international compliance. Other than that, there are one or two guys you talked about. Cultural issues. Now, what is IHRM? There are three kinds of people. All of you just look for in your mobile. PCN, DCN, HCN. PCN, DCN, HCN. Parent country, home country, third country. Just see, what is that? These are the kind of employees who are going to work for your company. DCN, PCN, TCN, HCN. What does it mean? Like, take an example. Wipro is operating from US, California. Okay. Okay. Somebody, guys, you go and work there. You are called what? Parent country employee? Yeah. Some US California guy works for Wipro in California. Home country? Some Singapore guy comes to work there. Third country? So these are the kinds of employees will get into that. When you have that PCN, TCN, HCN, are you likely to get into cultural issues? Here also we have a little bit. Here also we have North Indian, South Indian, Bihari, Punjabi, but it has gone down a lot, right? Not much. Though different languages and things like that we have. Especially Bangalore is not bothered about things. It's like a cosmopolitan. Back here also we had, even when I went to work in UP at the age of 28 in 1987 or something, they say, oh, Madrasi has come to become a CEO. That is the word people, your local people used to call that kind of. Now that stage is gone. But when you talk about this level, you have a lot of cultural issues. Different culture, different value system, different belief system. Now that is not common with the domestic HRM, IHRM will get into that. Now that needs to be handled properly. Major cultural issue. Even the way you greet it, the way you take care of people can be good or can be bad. Now here also again you have to read a theory. Hofstede's cultural diamonds. Go through that. Go through in your this thing. Hofstad's. This guy has done a lot of, the study was done in IBM with more than 4-5 lakh kind of different countries. Then they come into, there are 5-6 major cultural dimensions. Can you go through it in your mobile? It's called Hofstad's cultural. Power distance. Somebody wants bureaucracy. Somebody wants boss. Somebody doesn't want a boss. Somebody an extrovert. Somebody introvert. This study has concluded some main dimension. Hofstad's cultural dimension. So the HR guys needs to be more aware of cultural dimensions in floating the policies and processes. It's a framework. Which are the words given? Just tell the words. Sorry, one at a time. Any one of you. Restraint and welfare. Yeah, 2. Long-term, short-term orientation. Yeah. Uncertainty avoidance. Yeah. Yeah. Individuality and team. Yeah. Power distance. So this has been done a big study in IBM. More than 5 lakh employees of different countries they studied, which are the major cultural issues. So many of the people they come into that. I don't want to teach you. I don't want to tell you. Some company people like bureau. How many people we need leaders? Americans. They want a leader or no leader? Huh? Americans. They're not very much of a leader, but still they're okay with this one. Japanese. Can they work out without a team? They normally like to only work with a team, and they want a good boss also. So there are some places people they want boss, some people they don't want a boss, some people they want to go nearer to power, some people they don't want to get nearer to power. It's a complete study in different itself. For our own understanding today, HR guys to be aware of the cultural dimension of each country. Each country implies their beliefs, their values, their taste, their this thing. Accordingly, they have to work out. Otherwise, they'll create a lot of problem. One. Second thing is major issues that in IHRM, you involve 30% of the time in employees' family, personal life. In domestic HRM, you deal with employee. Nothing to do with his family and the personal life. In IHRM, you have to get involved. You are sending expatriate. You are supposed to help the family, give the family training, language training. 50% of the expatriate failure. When the expatriate is failing, 50%. Here only. Okay. Now they have to make sure that expatriate. How expensive this is? Huh? Okay. Now HR guys should make sure that expatriate doesn't fail. And the expatriate failure rate is something between 50 to 70%. How much investment you are making? Selecting a guy, training a guy, sending there, and there he is not performing, has to come back, opportunity loss, something else. It's a serious contribution which HR can be proud by handling it properly. Not handling it also, they can get the defame like it. So now that means IHRM gets involved mostly into the personal and family life. Giving language training to the family and the self. The guys handling his taxation. There are double taxation issues involved in that. Now it's okay. Now the guys come from America, comes to work here. Previously, he was not happy to go through our own medical system. The HR has to provide that which is a nearby Singapore, Malaysia medical system, and they have to connect the family member, everybody, with that medical system. Now, okay, they'll accept it. They'll accept Apollo and this kind of Fortis kind of hospital. So now you have to look after their medical insurance, hospital tied up, school tied up for the children, social engagement for the family spouses. The spouses are not happy. They make the guy's life miserable. So HR guys are concerned with the 20 to 30% of the domestic, family and personal life have to be looked after by the HR guys, which is not at all there in the domestic. Predominantly in terms of cultural issues, even their companies, they're looking after which temple, which church, which mosque is nearby. Can go. They go there. Without that, I'm a religious guy, I'm coming from India. You can't do that. Or those guys coming here, vice versa. So HR has to be totally involved in all that to ensure that expatriate doesn't fail. Okay, because you have PC&DC in HN, different values, different culture, and the families are not happy, employee will not be able to. So apart from all your transactional, transformational HRM, or even strategic HRM, you are also supposed to do which other HRM doesn't do. Okay. Then there are different approaches you can go through that. Regiocentric, polycentric. There are 4 approaches in IHR. Regiocentric. Just surf through, there are 4 approaches. Geocentric, regiocentric, something like that comes. There are 4 approaches to IHR approach. Ethnocentric. Can you read that? Yeah, there are 4 approaches. It all depends upon some of the countries. They don't want the CEOs supposed to be other country guys. Only my own company will come. And some companies, they are merit based. We can take anywhere else. So IHRM guys, we have to work within that limitations alone. Suppose some of the Ford companies don't want that senior leadership position to be given to any parent home country or any other country. Only those guys will come and take charge of it. So depending upon the approaches also. Not all the countries are going through the same approaches. There are 4 approaches predominantly. Again, you don't have to guys get bogged down with that. This is all much needed for the XR specialization student. There are going to be, these are the issues in IHR. There are 4 approaches. There are 3 kinds of employees. There are cultural issues. There are family and personal issues which HR has to get involved in. That is what your IHRM comes into play. Okay, is it enough? Enough of it, I will add one more dimension. So far, we talked a lot for the IT industry, retail industry, education industry, big sophisticated knowledge-based industries. What about large scale workmen involved? Hyundai, automobile, textile. Okay. Lot many industries where you have a large scale work, engineering, pharma, even manufacturing, where thousands of people working in the plant. Correct? Textile, pharma, which are other industries? Sugar, chemical, huh? No, I'm talking about workmen involved. Automobile. Automobile, also a lot of workers are getting involved in that. There, what kind of HR input is needed? This is our last. I will not confuse you guys. Okay. There will be only 5 dimensions. It will be different or not? All this activity except IHRM, probably you'll have that transactional transformation and all those things. Or maybe that you don't do much of a transformational, but there's something different you have to do here. Thousands of employees are working. Okay. How many of you heard about 2013 Maruti Manesar strike? How many of you heard about it? 2013 or 14, there was a major strike lockout took place in Maruti factory at Manesar, which is in Haryana, India. The VPHR has been killed on the spot. 10 people leg and hand have been broken. Months together, it was lockout. Billions of dollars have lost to the company because of this dimension of HR has not been taken care of. So far you talked about only adding value. Now the other dimension of HR is how to make sure that your company doesn't get into this kind of criminal, civil, brand losing liabilities and things like that. which is called IR based HR, industry relation based HR. You can write down. What happened in, I'll tell you the story. There's a case study which I'll give it to you, but I'll explain to you. Maruti Suzuki was running the plant for 10 years. Haryana, all of you know, Haryana is nearer to Delhi. There's a place called Manesar. There they set up the Maruti plant. First 10 years it was doing very well. Though it was a Japanese culture, the local people were very happy with the Japanese culture. They're paying money and all. 2010 and all, the politician, they wanted to disinvest. They wanted to take the control and all. That's the problem. Little started in 2013-14. Now, what were the reason for that incident? Whether this incident could have been avoided or not. These are the two questions. But the outcome of the incident is very hasty. I don't think recently, last 10 years, this kind of incident has not taken place anywhere. There are some strikes and things like that. But it happened long back with all those brutalized criminal politicians. They were involved in the union and things like that. Not recently. Now, if this happened there, what could be the reason? Whether it could have been avoided or not avoided. That was the thing. And what could have been the role of HR? Whether HR could have played a role in avoiding that? Yes or no? Yes. Could have been avoided. How? The question is how. Now, what is that competency skill needed in this approach? Like he said, quite a lot of labor laws. 44 labor laws till last year. That I'll explain to you. Now it has become 4 codes only. It's a major amendment in our Indian labor law constitution. So there are more than 44 laws. Payment of Wages Act, Bonus Act, PF Act, ESI Act, Contract Labor Act, and things like that. Most of the dispute in India used to take place around the contract labor. In manufacturing industries like automobile and textile and engineering and all, they do employ a lot of contract labor. The way it is interpreted is different. Act says something, you presume something, or you don't want to understand the act, you implement in your own way, and you get into trouble. So, and in other words, I'll say, if you don't comply, less comply, you'll get into trouble. Less comply means the minimum wage act says 15,000, you pay 10,000. The PF says, bonus says 8.33 is the minimum, 20% is the maximum. You don't pay, you get in trouble. This is a low compliance, which is predominantly the problem in India. And some guys like this Maruti, they're extreme, they're over compliance. Over compliance means you don't have to pay more than 20% bonus. You ended up paying either happily or you got bullied by people. Okay. 2, the minimum wage says 15,000. You have been paying 20,000 with a lot more of allowances. So when you do that, when you don't do it, when you don't do it, you are the boss. If they are demanding it, you can simply lock down, tell the police commissioner and the DM and secretary, it's your job to come and take care of it. Law says 20% bonus, I'm paying 20%. These guys are trying to make me 25% through law and order, trying to kill me. If anybody get killed, you DM and police commissioner, you go to jail. Simple. And if you yield it, I'm doing very well, I want to distribute my workers. One way. Or they bullied, you didn't know how to handle it. Once you've done it, that becomes a law, precedence. Later on, after 3 years, he asks more. Then you cannot take the shelter with the police commissioner and DM. Saying that, I'm not responsible. They said that you already disturbed the precedence. Now you pay for it. So this is what exactly happened in Manesar. 2 major reasons. They paid minimum salary more than what needed. Habitual. There was no need. They paid bonus more than what was needed. One side, over compliance. Non-compliance contract labor, they taken a lot of contract labor. Contract labor are supposed to be used in non-core jobs, not in the production process oriented job. And when you use them in product oriented job, they'll keep quietly for 2-3 years. They'll not raise any objection. Because they know you guys commit mistake, I'll catch you. That time you don't have a solution. You already committed a mistake. So if you are aware of the labor law, you will not keep that guy in the core job. Even by the hell you kept it, you change the guys in 6 months time. You continue to keep the same guy for 3 years, 4 years in the core job. in the plant. Non-core means something outside. Infrastructure, cleaning, gardening, whitewashing, things like that you can keep. Act says. The Act itself says Contract Labor Abolition and Regulation Act. Meaning by government doesn't want contract labor. That is why the Act is not starting with regulation and abolition. It says abolition and regulation. Meaning by we don't want abolition or contract labor as per our socialistic principle, but we are helpless, so we are building down. That's what law says. What they did is they allowed maximum number of people inside, and they allowed for 3-4 years. Now, the local guys who have been working in a permanency, cultural issue have come up. How cultural issue come up? The local guys have got a lot of property which has become very valuable because Delhi becoming growing, Gurgaon growing, and the factories coming. Their property has become, otherwise it was a very remote place, not a valuable property. And those workers working as a fitter turner could afford a Mercedes car and things like that, very luxurious car and house. So there is a have nots issue. The guy contract labor sitting inside, 40% of the labor, seeing, oh, these guys are permanent guys are getting more salary and more cars and posh. Cultural issues come up, and you compliance in contract labor and over compliance in this thing. This has become an issue. When this has become an issue, where can you go and take a shelter? Who can help you? Nobody could help. Supreme Court judge also cannot help. Prime Minister cannot help. Okay, this was because law is law, na? And with journalism, everything is come to picture. Nobody will come forward to help you when you say, no, I will not pay contract labor full salary. The Act says you can keep contract labor working unskilled. The Act says unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled level. You can put whatever unskilled guy gets inside, say 15,000, 20,000. The same salary has to be paid to the contractor also. And our notion, we don't want to listen. Contract labor means I can pay whatever I feel. These all, the COs all, most of the COs should be shot at these guys. And most of them, it's not that HR guys is not aware of. This guy doesn't know. I mean, with due respect, most of the engineering guys, they come into COs and things like that without labor law knowledge or anything like that. They act very blind spot. Oh, contract, you do whatever you like. You really don't know. These guys are much more smarter than you. They allow themselves to be used as a contract labor for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Then you don't have a choice. Because law is in his favor, na? And if he goes on strike, what can you do? Nothing you can. So this is a scenario. Okay, this happened, you messed up. You should not have messed up. When you messed up and you are on the wrong foot of it, surrender and negotiate and close it. Again, strategic decision. This is that could have prevented by not over complying, not less complying. Okay, this is all because of your concept of labor law, your HR approach of IR has been very bad. Okay, and second thing, okay, you messed up. When you messed up, you should immediately quickly call them nicely, have it, okay, yeah, there are 100 employees, I'll give 20 employees, I'll give some salary and things like that. Because you are in a weak spot. They didn't do that also. They rather confronted. They suspended 10 people. They delayed the inquiry. And one guy wanted to form a union, which they went to see that through political not forming. Then again, it reformed. The management is trying to do all those kind of things. See, when you are on wrong, what do? You surrender and settle it, right? When see, like it happened to me once that I was in one factory, Siva in Punjab. I had 3 unions: UP, Punjab, Bihar. 1,500 employees. It was one of the Tapur group, which very industry, and they were into paper and all. They sold that unit because they could not handle this union. My MD was a smart guy. He went and bought it over Sang. The big conglomerate Tapur used to be. They said, we don't want to sick and tired of these people. We'll sell it and get away with it. They sold it and got away with it. And I was asked to go and take that charge for some time. And when I went to see 3 unions, UP, Bihar, Punjab, 1,500 employees, and each union will try to play their own politics. So, and every year they've been making a ransack. They'll ask more bonus, they'll make this thing, they'll make that thing, all those kind of things. So I did only 2 or 3 things. First, 3 things I did which succeeded God's grace. One thing is that when I went, normally these guys will come to see you. Each union separately to show it to the worker that you are they met, you are close to you and things like that. I've not seen anybody. 1 month or so. They asked time, I said, I'm busy and all. It irritated them. Then I said, I will meet at one condition. I'll meet all three of you at one go, not separately. It's your choice. You come 2 from each union, or you come 100 from each union. If you come 2 in my office, if you come otherwise, we had a big lawn, we'll go and sit there. But I'll see all of you only 3. All of you 3 together. Second thing, all of you bring in paper all your whatever demands and grievances. Before the meeting starts, give it to me. I'll clear it. You will not believe that strategy worked. Then they said, and all. Finally, they have to agree. They let 5, 6 people, 15 people, they have come. And then they given each one is given memorandum. When I seen it, all 80% is same. Normally, if I deal one, the other guy will create one. So by doing that one, you killed this guy's politics, divine and true. Second time, they normally, my earlier people, they already messed up by giving more bonus. Every year they give more bonus. Every year they'll strike, they'll get 2-3% bonus. It has become precedence. So in my time also, they started doing this bonus tamasha. I also understood if I touch it, I'll fail. I've also jolly well joked with them, called them for meeting, 1 or 2 meeting. I also given 1-2% and peacefully settled it. There was a third occasion which I got it, I killed them. The third occasion was, there were 10-12 private sugar mill. There are 10 government-run sugar mill. The government-run sugar mill used to be operated by the IS officers, a CO. And all the sugar mill had a sugar wage board. The wage board will say what to pay. Cycle allowance this much, food allowance this much, all blah, blah, blah. And we are supposed to comply that. One of these IS officer, knowingly by mistake, he increased the cycle allowance from 25 to 50 rupees. I remember that time. So my union people come up. That cooperative sugar mill, CO increased it, you have to increase it. That is the time I talked to the board of directors. Now this is the right time to please kill these guys thoroughly. But they'll go on strike for 10 days, 15 days, but if you allow me, we'll handle it. They said, let's do it. This is a good time, but last 10 years they've been doing. It's a very good opportunity, we'll do it. They said, go ahead. So we said, nothing, we will not pay. Okay, it was extreme winter. Punjab, I don't know how many have been about Punjab. January, it's too cold, no visibility, nothing like that. 10 days factories are down on the big lawn. They were going morning till evening. All Hindabad, Muradabad, Bhaskar, Muradabad, all those kind of things. And I, with all my team, senior leaders, we used to have a big bungalows, 700 acre, this thing. We had all bear farming and we had our all whiskey and, chicken and our boiled chicken. We were enjoying. You do keep on doing what. Okay. On the top of it, I went and given a letter to the DM and the police commissioner. They are doing an illegal strike. Ask your labor commissioner to come and tell me I have to pay, I will pay. Labor commissioner is a government body, right? And you are both of your government body. The labor commissioner says it's applicable, I'll pay immediately. If it doesn't say any death happens, you SSP and the DM, you are accountable. And we are enjoying with our own whiskey and fire fun and smoky chicken and all those kind. At good time, 10 days, 12 days, every day. Then finally, the dispute started between themselves. Then finally, one night, 1 o'clock, those 5, 6 people with covering the gate, they come to my house backside. Sir, please bail us out. Because the workers will start beating them. Workers also, they are too smarter than the union people. They will make these guys to get something. When they know it is not going to get out, they'll come heavily. Then this guy comes at. I said, I will not give you this one. Because this is a time to, once I yield it, gone. But there are some genuine grievances like, the people who used to work like a fitter, skilled post. They were not getting fitter salary, they are getting the oilman salary, semi-skilled. All those things are allowance which you can cash it. That because of strike, but I'll not give that. So we did it. So you should know in IR when to become tough, when to become strong, when to be yielding to that. I yielded to the bonus. I not yielded. So this guys, coming back to the Manesha one, when you made all the mess of it, you should at least surrender it. They have not surrendered. So the outcome is what? What is the learning out of that IR based? The HR guy should know, like he said, complain. Now it's in Indian setup. In the international setup, discrimination, equity, inclusion, everything is on a very large scale taken. Human Rights Commission, everything. So the guys have to be very, very careful. It's not only civil liability, all the board of directors and MD and CO have to get into jail. Now, not only the owners. Now, the latest law says the CEO, CFO, the company secretary, everybody will go into jail. They are not putting the HR guys into jail. I don't know why. CEO goes into jail, CFO goes into jail, and company secretary, everybody goes into jail. So the learning from is that HR guys have to be predominantly aware of the labor law, predominantly aware of the compliance important to take the company out of the trouble and the not adding value or degrading everything. So for that, you have to be aware of the labor law. Now the latest is that we had more than 45 acts, which is all done in favor of employee. This pay, that pay. First time in India, last year, one year back, the government has changed all the law. They come with 4 labor code in place of 44 one, which is more sometimes favorable to employee, something favorable to employer. Previously, employer cannot shut down a factory without the permission of the government. You cannot retrench employee without the permission of the government. As per the new labor law code, you have the right to retrench or close down the factory. On the other side, employee also got a lot of benefits. So they balanced it. They come up with a very practical labor code, replacing the 44 left first time after the independence. So that's a major change in the labor law right now. So the HR guys should be aware of they should be at least 50% have a labor law expert. That is why when you look for HR guys, we look for your HR specialization or IR specialization. According to me, this guy should have both specialization. There's no choice of having HR and IR or IR and HR. Okay. So this is the no special economics. Somewhere they'll say that you don't have to pay bonus. Not it's not that all the laws are not applicable. Some of the places they will say that, okay, you don't have to pay bonus for 3 years, or you don't. Yes. So whatever law says, you comply. Even there, what you say, you should know what is eligible. Some special economic zone, you raise a good point. What he says, na? See. Okay. Now he raised one more point. This is how they make up a major. This is called unfair labor practices. Okay. Unfair labor practices means that you cannot people, especially we are talking about not your level, level. You don't come under workman. Okay. There are 3 classification of people. One is MD, C1 kind of people. Second is your like kind of people, manager, senior manager. The third is that maybe clerical kind of people, clerical supervisor. This is one category. To you, labor law is not applicable. Which law is applicable to? Civil law is applicable. Your appointment letter is nothing but a contract under the Agreement Act, Contract Act. Okay. Whereas what we are talking about is workman. In case of workman, you are not having the right to discriminately transfer anywhere. Just because you written in your appointment. Because your appointment letter will not have any value. What value will have is a law. So these kind of things sometimes gets away. Or most of the time, this can flare it up in a big way. And that becomes an industrial unrest. So if you see in my level, if I have to do a research that 70% of the industrial unrest strike has been created by us. By the management. Not understanding or reactive. Suppose one guy, you are HR guy sitting in the plant. One guy comes to you from the plant. He comes and misbehaves with you. What is a nonsense? You guys are providing, not nothing like that. He behaves all sorts of nonsense with you. What will you do? Suspend him. How can you misbehave with the HR guys or a general manager? I'm talking about not your kind of company. I'm talking about the manufacturing. He cannot do that. He's misbehaving. Misbehavior. Charge him, suspend him. Doing that. Will it solve the problem? No, it's not solving problem. The guy has come with a grievance. What he talks apparently wrong, but intentionally he's not talking, and you cannot expect him to talk properly. You make him to sit down and do all those kind of. In this case, you have to understand there's one more theory called TA theory, transactional analysis. Right out. TA. Child ego, parent ego, adult ego. Huh? What is to enable? See, it's called transactional analysis theory. TA. There we hold parent ego, adult ego, child ego. That has got an implication here while dealing with people. Parent, you can just look in your mobile. Parent, child, adult ego.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, for online, I think PPT is not running, sir. We are able to see only the first slide.
I have not changed at all. I'll send you,
Oh,
don't
is it,
worry.
sir? Okay, fine.
I have not changed the PPT at all. I've been talking. I'll send you all the PPT, don't worry.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Because I'm not the guy who goes with the PPT, but PPT is for you. I'll give it to you.
Sir, I thought because you were mentioning look at your mobile, I thought it
No,
PPT
no,
is
the
running.
mobile, I want you to look at the transactional analysis.
Okay.
Parent, child, and adult ego.
Okay, fine.
It's very interesting. Most of the American divorce has been resolved by going through this kind of training. Understood? Okay, now you understood, right? Very simple. See, all of us, whenever we talk or do anything, we go through any one of this ego. By and large, 90%. What is a child? What is a child nature? Abusing, starting, misbehaving, crying. When this man has come to that HR guy, he has come from the child ego. That time, that particular time, when he was talking, he was in a child ego. He was crying, misbehaving, wrong word, like child throw tantrums and all. What the guy has repeated back, HR guy, he also did the same child ego by sergeanting and suspending and doing all this kind of thing. He should have been a little more adult, understanding, supporting, careful. Okay, don't worry, man, I'll take care of it. If that kind of understand the skill this guy develops, because these are going to come in, day out. You understood, right? Child and adult ego. So this is how this guy has to. I'll give one more example. In one of the case study, one in the night shift, one fitter guy thrown one hammer on the other guy's head, night 1 o'clock or so. And the other guy was bleeding. Morning, this report has been reported by the plant shift engineer. This guy was very rude. He's thrown the hammer on the other guy. He was bleeding. He was hospitalized, and this guy should be suspended and done everything. Or even that guy could also be suspended. He must have done something wrong. He's done. Now, how do you handle this issue? Understood the incident, right? The night fitter in a ravage, he's thrown the hammer. The other guy was bleeding in the head. Now, what do you do? Huh? Huh? Okay, so either that guy has made a mistake or he has made a mistake, right? That guy that guy provoked. That doesn't mean that I'll go and hit. Na? Even if you presume that guy provoked or abused me or anything, do you have the right to go and hit him? No, nah. Then how do you go about it? If you are an HR, matured HR guy, how do you deal? Okay. Root cause analysis. Take the reason. Okay. Okay, good. All of you are going, but you are not going in depth. Same shift. Okay. This is all afterwards. Why it happened? Afterwards, you can do many things. You know,
First of all, we will counsel them, sir.
You can counsel them also. Okay, this is all afterwards. Why it happened? How it could have been avoided? What is the learning curve? We call it kappa. What do you mean by kappa? Corrective action, preventive action, or learning curve. What is the learning curve in this one? You know, it was an actual case happened, and how they resolved. No, the HR guy was suspended. You ask me why? Not this guy, the one who thrown. HR guy was suspended. Ask me why? Ask me why, na? You tell na. Not this much answer I given. Even though you are asking me why, sir.
Why, sir?
No. The committee has found the guy who was thrown the one was working more than 18 hours that particular time. Just because HR has not taken care of, like she was talking about mental health, which is becoming a major issue now. You cannot expect somebody in extreme weather like in US or even in Punjab, somebody to work for 18, 20 hours in the plant. Human, he will get irritated. Either you don't have adequate people, or even if you don't, it's your problem. No, you provide adequate people. You have some problem. Somebody is taking advantage. This guy has to work 18, 20 hours. If you work 20 hours, he's a human being. He can get irritated or provoked. No, it's good thing that he is not murder. That was the judgment has come. So it is because of the HR policy and practice was not all right. So HR guy should be suspended, not the guy who's thrown out. And this is all becoming quite common in the developed countries now. Simply, normally in my time now, we will suspend this guy, or at the most suspend both the guys. It cannot work that anymore. People know awareness is their create. So HR guys need to be more aware of the labor laws, management practices, management things, is all those things. Now I think it's enough for HR function. You guys will go mad. Is it enough function or no function for HR? Less function or more function? If they do all those things, will it be a long live HR or dead HR? Okay. Now you listed many things. Don't worry, I'll keep on twisting you guys. Okay, now listed, I want this thing, I want that HR should do transaction, HR should transformational, it has to this thing, SHRM, IHRM, IR, many things HR has to do. Who is HR? I'm coming to this question now. You are expecting HR function is so broad. HR guys cannot do transactional. HR guys do all these 5, 6, and each one has got its own tremendous knowledge, tremendous skill, tremendous awareness, tremendous approach, tremendous decision making, where to do, what not to do, all those things involved there, right? Your skill set, your knowledge set, your focus, your strategic focus, operational decision, everything is involved in that. Big job. Okay, who will do this? Is there anybody who will jump from the heaven and do all this kind of job? Who will do? Every company has got 2, 3 HR guys. Is it fair to accept them to do all those activities? Who will do? Huh? Which manager? So who is the owner of HR function? That's the question. We know HR difficult. We know HR can do wonders. How HR can do wonders? If they are aware of all these different functions, if they know where to decide, how to focus, HR can really do wonder, and HR can add value tangible to the one, right? And if that is the case, who is HR?
We are HR, sir. We, every individual.
Each individual, all the
Yes.
employees.
Not employees, at least the managers.
Yeah, there are three kind of people who are HR. Hello. Sir,
Yes,
I
sir.
did. See, one is HR itself. HR is a facilitator, enabler, coordinator. They are supposed to know the best HR practices, like what is job description, what is competency mapping, what is 360-degree, what is labor law. All those knowledge is abundant, supposed to be that way. When it comes to operation and strategic, this guy is enabler and supporter and coordinator. Okay. First HR is the top management. If they are not involved, no HR can take place. Sir, my slides are not changing. I don't know what I messed up. No, where it's moving. You know why? How it's moving? When you said, how? What did you do, sir? See, Imtiaz has got control all the time. Okay, now who is responsible? As I said, three people. Somebody wanted that slides are not moving. Slide will move. Yeah, last 10 minutes only slide will move. Before that, we'll complete everything. Okay, now who is responsible for HR? I said three people. Top management. Obviously, HR fraternity will coordinate and do everything. What is the third group? All the functional line managers. Be it a production director, marketing director, they have to be involved. Then only HR function can take place. Otherwise, HR cannot be want. HR has got a role to play. I mean, marketing may not be knowing about what is better of 360-degree or 180-degree. But marketing guys have to be totally involved hand in hand with HR. So HR is not HR guys domain. Top management, all line manager and HR. The next question, HR function is a line function or a staff function? These are the questions which are likely to come. Define HR, define transactional, HRM, IHRM, HR is line or staff. These are the questions you will have in your exam. This question will definitely come. Make it a point. Okay, last time you don't ask me which are the questions. These questions will come to you. Because I am the one who has to set the question paper. I am the one who has to correct the paper. And that's the worst part of it, correcting the paper. So HR is a line function or staff function? Raghu sir started. Yeah, no, what's your name? Rajendra started at the beginning. Supporting my staff. It is both. Huh? Hybrid. He uses my slightly nice word. They are having some staff function, they have a lot of line function. Who will design the policy matters? Who will work out the methodology of fixing KRA, KPI, which is a line function done by these people? Right? A lot of places, maybe 40% staff function, 40% line function. Okay, now that is clear. Now, what are the roles? We already understood. You can read it. Should be partner, line functionary. HR guy should not say helpless, indifferent, just watching and wondering. HR guy should really come forward to do something. And don't blame and guilt. This all I've been doing. HR guys have been doing in the past. I am helpless and this kind of things. Understand the business, sees the which we talked at a lot, and help in management change. I'll come to the next. This is all you can do. And at the end, what they have to do? HR has to talk in terms. This guy says, Dave Ulrich says that if HR wants to give you a long leave, you deliver first. And then tell people, measure me, I delivered. How can you do that? You have to say that how I have delivered it. Now quickly see one more question. How many of you heard about best employer concept? Yeah. Who is the best employer in India this year? Go through, come back. Huh? That is for the global. Who is the best employer in India? Go through. Huh?
TCS, sir.
TCS. Go through it. So when they become best employer means why? Go through and go quickly tell me. Okay. Hmm. They become the best employer. There must be something, na? Out of all companies, they have been declared the best employer. So they delivered it. I'm telling the whole world, measure me, I've done the best of the HR jobs. And who is the global best employer? And why TCS is known for best employer? Large scale training, job security. Which are the things? No, lowest attrition is the outcome. They've done something, that is why lowest attrition, right? Promotion. I mean, inside, all promotion from inside, no lateral appointment. That's what you're trying to say. Job security, lot of investment on training, certificates, global exposure. Again, they can say, why I have to give so much training? These guys will leave. All those things made them the best HR practices used by TCS has got them the position of a best employer. Obviously, they used all what we discussed. Plus, they also use the best bundle of HR practices to become that one. Who is the global HR? The best employer? Huh? Huh? Samsung. Samsung was the global best employer. So when you get time, you people read why they become a best employer. Then other things, the one all of you must have read about that PCMM 5, you know, na? What is PCMM 5? PCMM. Quickly go through, yeah. PCMM. Your time is running. You go through it, na? PCMM. People Capability Maturity Model. It was basically done by the IT companies for the technical integration. Lastly, it was integrated with the HR. Yes, yeah. So we have to get to the PCM 5 level. Wipro is PCM 5. Now all the HR we have talked 3 hours now. You don't have to learn all these 3 hours. You can go through implement TCS, what TCS did to be a good HR. What Wipro get into PCM 5 to be a good HR. That's another way of learning. Got it? So your questions can come up PCM 5. Which are the companies? What is that? Who is the best employer? What did they do to become a best employer? People Capability Maturity Model, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wipro, I know it's a PCM 5. I don't know which other any other company you can see. Yeah, don't question you, don't worry, all of you. Okay, it's one issue. Online, offline. Don't worry about your question, exam, all of you will pass, with very good marks. Okay. Clearing the exam. I know all of you are working. Your life will be easy, comfortable. Whatever I'm discussing, the same question will come. At the end of the class, I will also give you a question. And you don't have to go and read a book or do anything. You read a book, most welcome. So don't worry about it. That's a minimum goal. You have to go through examiner. I am maximum goal. I'm a complicated guy, you know, na? By now, you know, I'm a complicated guy, right? The maximum goal is you have to learn, assurance of learning, not assurance of teaching. AOL, assurance of learning. What it that you picked up? Have you picked up something 3 hours? Yes or no? That's important. Exam, all this thing will not come. Exam will come only this 4, 5. Define HR, Transactional HR, SHRM, all those, which you will write it. And write any damn thing, I'll give you marks, don't worry. Okay, I will not even read your damn thing. Okay. Okay, but learn, for my sake, learn. Huh? Now I'm not talking like that. What is the maximum goal? What is the strategic goal? Learn. Yeah. Implement. See, every day, if I talk 10 things, you picked up 3 things also today. In 6 hours, you take 26. My life is made, your life is made, right? If you know that, transactional analysis, I have to be careful. Your life is made or not made? If you know how to deal with employee, your life is made. You know which are the dimensions to HR, your life is made. Not only as an HR expert, even as if you're a line expert, then you'll start appreciating HR guys. That's what I want. Experiential learning to improve your career. That's all I'm here to teach you. Otherwise, I don't want to teach all these things. Yeah. Put PPT, one page number, recruitment like this, selection like this. Right. I don't want to break my head. You think it's easy for me? I have to organize my thoughts. Nothing comes from any book. Nothing comes from any PPT. It's all my own thoughts put properly, and then properly even I have to come and deliver you many things in short time. What we did it's not easy to deliver in 3 hours. Okay, now last one. See this, Dave Ulrich is the topmost guy in HR. He's a professor in Harvard and Michigan. He was the guy who promoted strategy HRM like anything. Okay, I don't know whether you'll be able to read or go through your mobile. Dave Ulrich, HR roles. Whatever we discussed so far, this framework covers everything. You got it? The words are small. I think sometimes you're not able to read. Just go through in your mobile. Dave Ulrich, SHR model. And please read a lot of his articles. He talks a lot of business HR, partnering HR. This guy is always asking challenging question. Good question. What kind of HR function can be outsourced? You cannot outsource transformation. It is not easy for anybody to understand the culture, your levels, your this thing. Transactional, yes, you must outsource because they are more competent than you. Because those guys are doing that job repeatedly, no? What your transactional one, those guys are expert, core competent guys. At less cost, with less error, they'll do the job for you. But transformational or strategic, I don't see. People will be able to. Now let's go through this one. He is given one dimension which I have not added, 6th dimension which I have to add. Change management control. That's also role of HR. But just go through this one, which is taking care of what all we discussed so far. Strategic partner is the one. He is given 4 dimensions. What all we discussed have to be transformational, have to be strategic HRM. He means that one. Down, administrative expertise, use all the best HR practices in a coherent manner, all fit theories. Okay. Then employee champion means you take care of employee needs, people first. If you take care of people first, your target will automatically take care of it. If you don't take people first, you do any number of KRA, you do any number of measurement, any number of control, any number of policing, it may not take place. Whatever we discuss, this guy is put in a small quarter of employee champion. Right? The 4th one is change agent, which could be another dimension to your HR function, which we have not touched it by mistake. Now, all the organization is going for a revamping, merging, acquisition, downsizing, which means the old organization will go for a change. Previously, you are a VP, you become a GM. Previously, for a junior guy, you become a regional head. A regional head becomes a smaller guy. Your salary may not get reduced, but your designation might get changed. Your authority level may get changed. So-called authority. There's no authority to anybody, but so-called authority, that emotional authority may get changed. Your organization structure changes, your process changes, your authority level changes, which is happening, right? Even for Dell, for example, they got into all security software now, from procurement and all those things. Definitely the competence level goes. And a lot of companies, juniors, middle people occupy a senior level post, or they are the classification wise middle level, but they hold a big say. in the meetings. They even get more salary. This all will create resistance or not? I'm talking about human resistance. Is it avoidable? It's inevitable. They say there is a word called only constant is change. Change. That too concerning the human. You're buying a new software, buying a new aircraft, you're buying a new turbine. That's all easy. Nobody's bothered about it. But when it's going to touch the human talent capital, these guys psychologically, they resist. Even if they are not going to affect them, they'll resist. For the sake of resist, because they fear insecurity. Many things comes in front of. And here there's going to be a tangible change, especially now. Designation, your way, your reporting, your power distance. You want people to say yes, sir, no, sir, sit up, stand up. All those things will get changed, right? The culturally. And you go abroad, that guy will call you your first name or something. He will never call you by sir. This guy will go for all this. So there is going to be a lot of resistance to change. Now that resistance to change, HR guys have to be the champion, lead in spotting and handling it, which is very big job. Another exercise for you guys. Kotter, KOTTR. KOTTR. Change management principle, Harvard article. Go through it. KOTTR. Sense of urgency. First, there are 8 principles of change management. KOTTR. Huh? Kotter's change management principles. Got it? Eight steps here. So if all these things have to be, again, this skill have to be implemented. The resistance will be there. How do you handle it? Either you take it casually, okay, let them resistance settle. You cannot afford to do that. So the HR guys have to have a competency of picking up this one, this skills to handle the resistance to change. That could be another dimension to your HR. Right? Enough, guys. Enough is enough today. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Online guys, you wanted to see the PPT, you can have a look at the PPT. 1, 2.
Thank you, sir.
Read. I'm sending you. Don't worry. All of you will get this copy.
Okay, sir.
Please go ahead. I invite a lot of questions. Yeah. Are you getting all of your question? What kind of job you want? Challenging job or a chill? You know how much Stupid Misra and all that Black Urban Birla salary is getting? Vinith Nair is who? Become a HR head only, has become a vice chairman. What is that? HR guy only. Okay. Be it HR or marketing or anything, how seriously do you take up the job? There also you want to be only payroll processing, sitting idle, I'll process the application. It's your own choice. If you say that I want to stay, even I know one girl like you only, you are still senior. Just passed out one MBA girl. We appointed her in one of the Lupin Pharma as a management trainee. That girl in 3 months, she made a miracle. Simple. Very simple. She went and tried to conduct this Maslow's hierarchy of needs survey with all the marketing guys. We had 4,000 marketing guys. This is separate VPHR only. She studied and surveyed and come and made a presentation. Sir, as per Maslow hierarchy of needs, which all of you know, your employees are at that level. They are not satisfied. How will they do it? Even the board of directors have to look, oh, who is this girl? She becomes star from that day onwards. You got my point? Or the same girl could have been under some assistant manager. You'll say, you process this application, download this application. All are very good question asked. Don't bother about your boss. Respect him apparently. All of you, don't allow him to come and ruin your career. You do whatever your job requires, whatever he wants, to the tune of 60, 50%. The other time, you don't want to do it. That's what I said. What is your choice? Like I was telling these guys today, I get a lot of vice chancellor and senior vice chancellor. I don't want to take. It's my choice. Because then it's a different role altogether. My 24 hours I have to give. I have to sit in the office morning 9 to 8 o'clock night. I have to deal with a lot of politicians. I could have dealt it 15 years back. Today I don't have a choice. I didn't want to take that one. I want to be a freelancer. 8 days I come to you, 10 days I sit as a CEO, 10 days nobody asks me where are you? Maybe I'm doing much more work. You know, you guys come at 9:30, nah? I had to start my Thailand review meeting every Sunday at 7 o'clock morning. I sleep in a separate bedroom, not to disturb my wife and kids. Okay, otherwise they will blame me. Saturday night, I'll get up at quietly 6 o'clock, take bath and ready. I reached here at 8 o'clock, nobody was there. 8:05. 7 o'clock, I have to start my Thailand meeting. Every day evening, I have fixed meeting with one division or other. Nothing left out, but I'm enjoying. I feel it's a freelancer. I don't want to get into that. You got my point. So your own choice. So your question is that, coming to that, one point is HR jobs could be comparatively, number of jobs could be less compared to marketing jobs. This is the fact. But the quality of job is going to be lesser. But it requires what we talked. A lot of knowledge, a lot of skill, a lot of passion. When I talk, did I talk with a passion or it's just like that? You need passion. You need to go into detail. And it's easy because very less people adopt that way. The road less travel. Many people don't get into this approach. They take a cool way. So if you take that one, I know one of my students, only 2008 student, Samantha Das, her name, 2008 HR batch student. Today that Vedanta group, she's joined with them, she's continuing, she was picked up in the campus only. She's getting 80 lakhs. 2008 batch. You can even check up some. What is a girl? Samantha. She joined but I know in the class itself, she was little very what you call rude kind of girl. You know, she sits seriously, no smile on her face, nothing. But whenever she used to make a presentation and all, I made her to make one presentation, HR scorecard, which is very difficult. There's no material available. She's made a beautiful presentation of HR scorecard. So the answer to is no. It's you. Your boss may be anything and everything. You read a lot, get to know everything. You have a different approach. Take the initiative. Not many people, they have information, but they don't take the initiative. Like that girl taken. Nobody told her to take, nobody stopped her. But everybody understood. If somebody knows that she's going to take that initiative, maybe his boss wants to suppress her. Even the boss doesn't know this girl is going to get into the limelight. Most of the bosses are not like me. Right? Yes, you're asking some question. Yeah. Yeah. See, most of the company, apparently they say yes. It's not more than company, the kind of people there. See, I'm the guy who believes a lot in delegation. Even in 88, the people used to come to me. Those days, you as a CEO, only you have to sign this check. You know, otherwise they bring that authority is a big authority, you know, signing the bloody check. I'm talking about 83, I become 88. I told my accountant guy, you will sign the check tomorrow. Don't waste my time. Weekly once, in one small note, you'll get it approved. What payments to whom made. You are only doing a clerical job, right? It's your own emotion and your locus standing. And people were looking at me, this guy has gone mad. Young guy, he doesn't know practicality about that business. Aditya Gurma Mangalam Pirla, what did he do? His father was a big guy. He had hundreds of units. This young person, he studied MBA, come out to India. All those old people, they are looking, what this guy will do, let's see. They wanted him to failure. All the old days, like me, holding a big chair for 30, 40 years, doing chamchakiri to his father and everything, not improved their knowledge, nothing like that. They were waiting to watch. Let's see how this young guy does it. 3 months, he had shown them the way. What he did, you know that? He studied all the 100 companies. He took 1 or 2 strategic decisions. Like strategy is important. Whether a strategic approach, strategic decision. He studied all his 100 companies. There are 20, 30 companies not doing any profitability, not likely to do any profitability, not going to add branding. He decided to sell it. This guy's got to, oh my God, what the hell is he doing? Out of 100 companies, 10, 20 companies, neither making profit, nor likely to get into branding, not is going to be the future business. He's taken a strategy. Bold decision. You become a leader. Otherwise, they say, oh, your father, I don't know what son is going to do. Next, they could never think of investing in future investment, carbon, water, air. He divested money there. Again, he's become a leader, entrepreneur. So it's how you take it. So this kind of problem, all of us, whether employee or a owner's son or a politician, everybody get it. Now that's a different day. You have to have a class with me. How do you maneuver your own skill? There is no clean bet, there will have everything smooth. I hope I answered all of your questions. How you take it out? What do you think, sir, my age? This guy says that I have to chill. Joking. Good. I'm chilling because I'm not working. It's my passion. But there's a difference. I'm chilling, I agree with you, because I like it. But the kind of amount of work I'm putting in. As I told you, day for yesterday night only, I touched Bangalore. I was 10 days. Totally different mental. I was, taking care of mining, crushing. We had some UP, all the courts we are settling the solar panel, that contract, government related contract, mining, crushing related to Jharkhand, and I'm launching a tea in Thailand. We have a restaurant in Thailand. Many things. I mean, I cannot think of teaching is there. Some subject is like that. My mental was that kind of. And morning till evening, you have review meetings, you are meeting on people, getting along with people, do your socializing, networking for everything for business. Do you think it's not a hard work? Getting about 4 o'clock, the airport here. See, 9 o'clock flight means you have to get about 4 o'clock. A lot of hard work involved. But again, it's your own choice. You wonder, even like, I don't know that I told you, my granddaughter says, you get up. My granddaughter hates me. She says that I don't want you such a father. I want a simple grandfather. She may be right in her own way, right? What's my age, guys? Tell me. He's right. I'm 66 today. Last June was my birthday. I crossed rather 66. I'm entering 67. I work not less than 10 hours per day. Happily, not that. Only things I don't want to be chained by a process, 9 to 5, punching in, punching out, all those things I don't want to get into. Otherwise, I don't mind working. So it's all your own hand, right? But nobody says that I have to work. But probably I know if I sit at home, I will die. This is what making my life moving. Anyhow, all the best. It's all your own choice. Nothing right and wrong. What I'm doing is not right and wrong. It's my choice. Or somebody is, I've seen a lot of people at the age of 58. I've given 1 or 2 of my flats in Kundanalli area rent. I've seen young girls like you guys staying in one room rent. The parents, they come, I've seen, what is your father doing? My father is retired. What's his age? 58. I was feeling so low in front of them. They 58, 59, they also retire. They will do. I'll answer your question. Chandrasekhar sir at Tata's. Chandrasekhar sir Tata has become a MD of Tata and Sons. You know what's his age? No more than that. Why did they make him? Bhaskar, but he was my classmate, Titan CEO, retired, was taken to Tata's head office. All how you can add value, sir. Most of the people at the 45 becoming redundant. Good, you guys. They will not give. Sir, they are creating posts for people who can contribute. They think that they are going to be talent and resources. By and large, what you are saying is correct. Even education industry, 58 is the retirement age for faculty. 65 is the age for the positions. If you can add value, okay. Today, if I don't get all the formal post. I'm not doing that. Or maybe simultaneously I will do everything. Working, teaching, working, traveling around the world. Before Corona, I used to go every year, 1 month, 2 years, take a full off, play with the kids. But 1 month I never used to do 2 months, no phones, nothing. That's when the ground address was fine. She wants the same 1 month to extend throughout the year. So you study your work-life balance. Nothing is right. Hey guys, enjoy. I hope we covered the topic. All stories apart. Have we covered the topic? You understood it? Because I will go to story by story. One is one. One model I talk on the 1 or 2 very good cases. One I will definitely discuss with you on the IR of the step. Then I talk about what is about transaction. All even. How do you go about really working job content, KRA, KPA for different businesses? All practical only. Then they will talk about how do you go about conducting training lead analysis and designing PMS formats. Everything will be practical, experiential, theory. You have to study this. Done? And information will be given.
Sir, we are not able to hear you, sir.
Okay. I said I will cover only 5 models. 1 model we covered it today. Done?
Fine, sir.
Okay. Okay then. Anytime you can connect with me. You connect with me through WhatsApp. I will definitely come back to you in an hour or 2. Except I'm in a flight. Otherwise, I'll come back to you in 2 hours time. Done? Thank you. Thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Remember, 99021. 99021. 66. 857. In Google, put Prof Solai Master. Prof Solai Master.